Warning, the following stunts are done by trained professionals. Actually, we're not trained. Robbie is just a dumbass and decided to do a drunken fantasy football podcast. The thoughts, opinions, and takes are ours and ours only. It is not our fault if you lose in fantasy football or sports gambling. Viewer discretion is advised.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the one and the only Rumboyz Fantasy Network. This is Rumboyz After Dark, our Friday night live streaming podcast event. Let's go ahead and get into our sponsors really quick. Big shout outs to our homies over at PFF All 22, the brand new fantasy football format powered by Pro Football Focus, where you can challenge you and your friends into a full-on 53-man roster, 10 to 12-man league. That's like really fucking crazy. It is Madden Ultimate Team brought to fantasy football, brought to life, ladies and gentlemen. Get on over there to All 22 and figure out what to do. I know that the season's already kicked off, but there's still a couple of drafts going on. I'm in a social media content creator league, and I'm ready to kick some ass. So make sure you guys stay tuned for more about that. Also, I want to shout out our homies over at GLD Shop GLD. You already see what it be. You see the chain. You already know the name. Shop GLD. Get on over there. Get iced up with your favorite NFL logo. You see I'm rocking my Commanders chain when we whoop that Arizona Cardinals ass. Yo, Mike, take them to the yacht so we can cool them down a little bit.
Hop out in Miami when no land, I got no understanding. How to hear I'm burning or turn me on, you can't understand it. In the club, posted up, they lit up no matter where I'm standing. Drop GLD for the Cuban link, yeah, you see it there. Might spaz out on some taller shit, no on zero tolerance. Money conversations ain't hard to relate, it's hollering. See my net, they acknowledge it, good friend, go where you're not.
And finally, I want to shout out our newest sponsor, newest member of the Rumboyz Fantasy Network. Got to give it up for Big Guy Fantasy Sports Network. Big Guy Fantasy Sports Network. Big shout out to my homie Bob Lung. Check out some of my articles and my brand new podcast, The Goal Line Goons, Tuesday nights over there. One of my co-hosts may or may not be on this panel that you can also catch on that show. Go ahead and head over to BigGuyFantasySports.com for more. Let's go ahead and get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, you already know what to do. We got to get into the cast and crew. This man, you have checked him out on Going for Two. You catch him every single Friday night here on the Rumboyz Fantasy Network. Also, you can catch him occasionally doing some play-by-plays with me this season, here and there, popping in and out, but you've seen him in the chat as well. Also representing the Fantasy Cheat Sheet. Give it up for Drop It Like It's Hot. Drop It Like It's Hot. Drop the mic, FF. What's going on, Mike? Dilly, brother.
What is up, Robbie? Let's get this party started. You mentioned it before. We got a legend in the room. Let's just talk about football because I know one of the first topics. I am going to have my rant of the week, and everyone's going to love it.
Let's go. Let's get the content flowing. But before we get the content flowing, we got to get the whole panel up here. Ladies and gentlemen, this man, our guest of the evening. You guys have seen him over on Going for Two Network. I was just over there, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, something like that. Wednesday night. My days are all mixed up right now. Wednesday night. You guys can check him out on Going for Two. He is the CEO of Going for Two. Give it up for Jeff Lambert.
What's up, guys? I'm on the legendary Rumboyz After Hours show, man. It's been too long, man. I'm glad to be on here.
Oh, I'm excited.
What's up, Jeff?
What's up, Mike?
It's been a while, so I'm excited. We're gonna get you out of your shell a little bit. This is gonna be fun. Ladies and gentlemen, next up, you guys know him as the new kid of the Rumboyz Fantasy Network. Give it up for SC Express.
What's up, boys? Let's go. It's going to be a good night. Really looking forward to it. I will say this is the first time I've ever been out Jeffed. I've never been in a room with more G's than J's in my life. But it's going to happen tonight, and I'm really excited about it, and I don't want to hold this up. It's going to be a great show. So Keep it going, Mike.
That I'm excited about is you blowing up the reels, bro, over on Facebook. Facebook is loving it. Your Arizona Cardinals take 500 views, a little over 500 views as of today. Keep doing your damn thing, Jeff. SC Express.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
All good. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys know him as my co-host over on the Goal Line Goons on Big Guy Fantasy Sports Network. You guys also know him as the heel of this channel. That is no other than TDS Taco.
Ski-oo! I gotta say, man, Sky Moore got me feeling lit today.
Let's wait for that.
I just walked out of the bar and you could light a match and I'll go on fire, kind of lit.
Oh my gosh. We'll wait. We'll get into it because I also want to get into these chat shout outs. Don't say anything. Don't do it.
If you guys watched the live stream that we did last night,
you know.
Already. We're muting Taco already. Oh boy.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, last but certainly not least, it's been about a week and a half, 2 weeks since this man has been on the network, been on the channel. He is part of the Rumboyz Fantasy Network. Give it up for Jeff the Scout.
What's up, boys? Let's go. Let's have a good night and get hammered.
Hell yes, hell yes. Before we get into the chat shout-outs, I want to give a big giant, in order for us to have a good show, we need to de-Christian the set. Live from Colorado Springs, ladies and gentlemen. Cheers to me, cheers to you, all the Rumboys and girls. What to do, dilly, baby. Dilly, y'all. I needed that. Actually, I need a little bit more before we get into this.
Taco, are you gonna be on good behavior if I unmute you? Okay, then I'll wait.
Yeah, wait.
Come on, Taco. We have company. Come on, try to be nice tonight.
Before we begin, let's get into the chat shoutouts. We have a new membership. This membership was bought before we even fucking went live, ladies and gentlemen. $6.99. Get exclusive Rumboyz takes. Get exclusive access to the Rumboyz. I will answer all of your questions in the chat first. You always appear on the screen at priority. Give it up for the homie Philip Butler. This man joined the Goal Line Goons today. This man then became a Rumboyz Fantasy Network subscriber and then also got a membership all on the fucking same day. That's some don't know hype. And we drink on this show when we make a little money. You guys can we do it again?
Can we do it again? Because I forgot my part.
Go ahead.
You got to do the first part. I'll do the second part.
Don't know hype. Let's go ahead and down this list. Please shout out the last style bender. Yes, there is a fight this weekend. Obviously, we are betting the last style bender. Israel Adesanya. We are going to ride the wheels off of that bet until it falls off. Jordan Lanner, another member of the Rumboyz Fantasy Network. Mike, you want to get these comments up on the screen for me, bro, as we're going down the list?
Yeah, hold on.
He's saying, GLD got that KC. Hell yes. He's actually a Rumboyz Fantasy League champion. That's how he got his GLD. You can also get your GLD by facing me and winning in fantasy football. This is it. What? Guccini, JD, Dilly, what's happening, CEO? What's happening, Big Pimpin'? Make sure you guys check out them Heart to Start boys. If you need a little bit of culture, in this space, someone looks a little bit like me, go check them boys out. Jaws, what is good? Yeah, I'm rocking the Commanders chant. Big Washington fan. Lewis Black calls them the Commandos. Lewis Black can call them whatever we want because we're going to be getting a new name soon, and we ain't going back to the old thing. Albert, what is good? Dilly, what is good? Let's go ahead and get into the show. Gentlemen, we did have football last night. If you weren't aware, you were living underneath the fucking rock. And if you weren't tuned into this play-by-play, last night, then I'm sorry for you, as Taco tried to promote earlier. Drop the mic, FF. Let's go into Thursday night takeaways. I'm just going to let you rant. Listen.
All right. I actually love the fact that Jeff is on for this one because
Which one?
The one next to me, because on the fantasy cheat sheet, there is something that we're debuting on Tuesday, and one of the topics is literally going to be Mike's rant of the week. And this is my preview, and I got to just go off right now because as soon as this game got over, I was waiting for today. I was glad Robbie or Taco didn't message me so they could get my pure love and hate all in one. And here we go. What the hell are you doing, Kadarius freaking Tony? God damn, you got freaking frying pans. You got worse hands than Art, and then freaking Alfonso Soriano for the Yankees. I mean, for gosh sakes, 3 drops. The one was in his hands, pick 6. He shouldn't even. And freaking Travis Kelce, before the season starts on his freaking podcast, says, "Oh, I don't understand how they let him out of New York. I wouldn't have let him out of the freaking locker room." Don't let him in our freaking locker room.
That's what you're supposed to say about your teammate in front of media.
Let me get going. You can say what you want to say after I'm freaking done. Okay? But here's the problem. Yes, Kadarius Toney is a moron. He deserves some blame. But he doesn't deserve all the blame. Sky Moore, you already know I don't like freaking T-Rex arm Sky Moore anyway. But Andy Reid needs to figure out what the hell we're doing with the goddamn rushing game. Who are you going to start? Are you going to play freaking CEH, who shouldn't have been a first-round pick? Are you going to play Pacheco? You try to sprinkle in McKinnon. I get that freaking Kelce was out. I am about to say something that no one on this panel is expecting me to say after the game got over. Trust me, I wasn't saying this before the game. I am glad Kelce was out of that game. And here's why here's the only reason I say I'm glad Kelce was out of the game. We were able to prove to ourselves that we have a bigger problem than I think we would have thought we would have had if Kelce played in that game. And we found it out early in the season that we have an issue at wide receiver. And if Kelce was in that game, I don't think we would have found that out. And Taco, thank you for agreeing with me for once. And on defense,
last week.
Hey, and on defense, the front 4 did all right. The linebackers did good. But why in the hell is ARSB running 5 yards open on every goddamn freaking route? I got a problem with that.
Jeff, your takeaways.
So my takeaway is one, you mentioned how Kelce mentioned not to take Tony out of the locker room. I think the Chiefs probably should have left him in the locker room for that game. They should have just never brought him out to the field because, that was pretty brutal. Overall, I think it was a good game to watch. From a non-fan. If you're watching it as not a Chiefs fan, then obviously I think it was an enjoyable game. It was close, better than last year's game for sure because last year's game was a blowout. The Rams got destroyed by the Bills last year. So it was a good game to watch. I think, from a perspective of fantasy, we didn't see what we wanted to see on a lot of good guys. We wanted to see Gibbs go off. He really didn't do that. I think the only guy that really got going yesterday was ARSB with the touchdown. And then Rashee Rice, who probably no one started, had a really good game as well. But outside of that, both quarterbacks were sort of meh. So from a perspective of fantasy, it wasn't great. But as an NFL fan and just getting the season started, I think it was a pretty decent game.
SC Express.
So, guys, I wasn't overly surprised by what happened without Kelce there. I think that the fact that KC is running out there, Watson and Valdez-Scantling, who combined for 4 for 93 on 6 targets, shows them that they don't have faith in their top 2 guys. So now they're dropping down to their 3-4, who actually had better nights and maybe should be their 1-2. They caught the ball. But to me, the MVP last night was Spags. I thought he coached his butt off. They only gave up 14 points. He did everything he could, with the holdout. So, to me, if they can get Kelce back, I think that's the bigger piece. But I thought Spags did a really good job last night, and I think the obvious hole within those Kansas City wide receivers is, really there. And I think how they play them kind of shows into that.
Taco, you better say something messed up about Tony or else you're kicked off the show.
And Jaws says, epic rant is epic based. Very based rant. Yo, shout out to Based God. Never curse. Never curse a Based God.
First and foremost, last night was dumpster fire for me in fantasy because unfortunately I started 4 guys in one team.
Dumbass.
And 3 of those guys included Sky Moore, Gibbs, and Pacheco. I was just sitting there like, what the hell is going on?
Here we go.
Oh my God.
But I'm
Taco,
just saying.
I'm a Chiefs fan, and I will not say the number of leagues I am on air right now. I will not do it. But I have 0 shares of Sky Moore and Kadarius Toney combined, and that shows you something, sir.
Okay. The Sky Moore one, listen, I'm a glutton for punishment, and I keep going back.
We know this.
Like he's, the cheating boyfriend, and I just keep coming back like he's gonna change his way and be better. I get it. Okay. But the Gibbs, I get you want to ease him in. I was very, and I hear Dan Campbell talking about how he's gonna use him more and they're gonna ease him in, and I get it. It's a week 1, first game ever kind of situation. But that was a little disappointing.
I'll tell you what, though, if he didn't trip on the turf on that one
he
play,
got that touchdown.
Get the touchdown. Different
Yeah,
story.
that one would have been a touchdown.
Yeah.
I'll say this, bro. I don't think necessarily that I wasn't disappointed necessarily by either one of their performances. Do I think that CH is going to keep being a thing? Hell no. And I don't think that Gibbs is. He's gonna be the explosive.
They'll be fine. No, I mean, listen, I'm not saying that long term. I'm like, oh my God, I'm selling these guys. But it was like this is the first game of the season. It's your first fantasy football action, and you get out there and you kind of just nah.
I mean, don't forget Devontae Smith had a goose egg in week 1 last year.
No, listen, it happened.
That's a scary.
It's gonna happen across. Like, there's gonna be more. Like, there's gonna be more 3rd string guys that are gonna come up and have great games. This is week 1. I get it, but I'm just speaking from the perspective of someone that rostered some guys that underplayed, and it was a little disappointing. And I think what SC said is so on the money. The defense played great. All things considered, Robbie was pointing it out last night. Karlaftis was active. He had his hands up. He was making plays. He had some good deflections, and you're seeing a defense there that has the makings of what Robbie said, a Super Bowl defense. Now you need to get the best player in the league some complementary pieces. There's a guy named Mike Evans who's already said that he's not going to be re-signing. I don't see how.
Hey, dude,
that would be.
All right. Pay attention to the show sheet.
Okay, but long story short, you got to do something for Mahomes. You got to give him a little bit of juice. Someone somewhere is going to be dumping a Tony, like Lockett. Someone somewhere get someone from Mahomes. That's the bottom line here. These guys, fill them in at 3, let MVS be a backup and a role player, but you need somebody else to take the load off of Kelsey so that if you're missing Kelsey, you can still function as an offense. Because Mahomes is great at distributing, but if the guys can't catch it or you're bouncing it to the other team, it's a long night. It's just a long night.
I'm hiring a new co-host for Goal Line Goons that can actually read a freaking show sheet. Just saying. This is sorry. I'm just saying, like, bro, like, what's messed up is I sent it to you before I sent it to everyone else. I mean, to avoid that, hey, I love you. I love you. This is why you're my New York brother.
It was part of the point. I just couldn't, it just flowed.
Doesn't matter. Read the show sheet. That's business.
Contain yourself.
Jeff upstairs, Jeff Lambert can attest to that. It's business. Know
it's
what your
business.
show sheet is. He has one of the most intricate show sheets I've seen. He knows what
I love his show sheet. I love his show sheet.
I'd like to. All right.
Jeff, the scout.
Last night, so I'll say for Gibbs, I can tell you why he didn't play a whole lot. Gibbs was missing holes right up the middle. Gibbs wasn't running the ball the way that Campbell wanted him to run the ball, which is why Gibbs wasn't out there a whole lot. I mean, you watched him bounce outside. Yeah, he did some amazing things, but that wasn't the play he called. And in the NFL, you can only do it for so long. Second of all, Nick Bolton showed that he is one of the top 3 linebackers in the league last night. If you didn't know Nick Bolton before last night, you know him today. He is a violent, fast player. He is extremely violent. He is extremely fast. And there may not be a better linebacker in football right now who knows where the ball is going. He always seems to be in the right place at the right time. Second of all, it drove me nuts last night to hear the commentators constantly talk about how great the secondary is in Kansas City, and they were getting ripped apart when Goff had time. Like, oh, Trent McDuffie and L'Jarius Sneed, they've made leaps and bounds, yet they were getting absolutely torched when Goff had time. So
that was nuts.
Like, I didn't understand it. They would sit there and be like, Trent McDuffie's great, and then Amon-Ra would just blow his ass out of the water. So, and there is a problem in the wide receiver room, but I think as analysts, we all saw that coming. This shouldn't be a surprise. No. When Kelsey was out, we all knew what they had. When Marquez Valdez-Scantling is a legitimate option on your offense,
and the leading receiver,
you have a problem. Like, you actually
Justin
have a
Watson.
problem. And yes, Mahomes can do some amazing, magical things, but you know, I'm sorry, he's not Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. You can't throw out 5 no-names and expect him to become something. Like, something's got to happen. I'll say this. I'm more worried about Kansas City now than I was before. I'm actually very concerned about Kansas City's outlook moving forward, even with Kelsey and Jones when they come back, just because I think teams now know that there is such weaknesses that were torn apart by a team that most people were unsure about to begin with.
Okay. On the other hand, me personally, I am not worried. I am not worried about Kansas City whatsoever. I do agree. Yes, it's a problem when MVS is probably going to be your go-to guy for the most part of the season. And all of us are very fortunate that we were able to grab him as late round flyers while our colleagues just sat back and did not go for any MVS. I don't think that the Kadarius Toney situation with the hands, like, he was targeted 44%. I think that it's clear that they want to get him involved. Let's remember that Toney came off the injury, didn't practice really in camp or anything like that. We didn't really get to see a whole lot of him. Hopefully that wanes itself. But like I said on X this morning, Twitter, I feel like Sky Moore and Kadarius Toney's replacements are right there in their rear view, you know, and it's going to come in the form of a Justin Ross and a Rashee Rice.
That could. Interesting.
I really think that in the little flashes that those guys showed, as much as we would love for them to go and get a premier receiver at the deadline, we'll talk about some names that could potentially be available later on. As much as that is a great option, I feel like that there is a way to make something work with the talent that you do have. You went out and you got this talent for a reason. Stop sitting back and holding yourselves back of being like, well, I don't know. Play these guys. Like, for real, bench Toney. Bench Toney for real. Bench Sky Moore, like, for real. And trust these kids, because these kids were on fire for you last night. And you barely got them worked into the passing game. You didn't even go to the person who you just mentioned in your take, Jeff, MVS, as often as you should have. I get that, you know, well, in our office, you know, we want to trust the tight ends. And I feel like the Chiefs more so wanted to prove, well, even without Kelsey, you know, we could still, you know, make some things, you know, work and move. Yeah, sure, you can. But there was definitely a little bit of ring rust there. And I feel like last night's game was more so ring rust, a little bit of a Super Bowl hangover than anything. There have been tons of great teams that have lost season openers. And they go and they whoop the dog shit out of every other team from that point on. I'm not concerned, not necessarily about there's other teams out there that will play Sunday that will raise bigger questions for me, and I will hit the panic button on sooner than Kansas City. Let's cut them a little bit of grace. They have 2 Super Bowls, and they have one of the greatest quarterbacks and greatest coaches in the league right now, and potentially of all time, especially for Mahomes as he continues to develop. Let's cut them let's give them the benefit of the doubt.
One thing I want to point out too that we didn't really talk about is the freaking Lions crushed the draft. I mean, they had
Yes.
4 rookies yesterday balling out
Again.
Yeah.
Again, second year in a row.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it was. I mean, the Laporta. I didn't see that coming. I mean, what do you have? Five catches, something like that. Then the 2 guys on defense. The one had the pick 6 for the touchdown. That linebacker that knocked the pass down on the play
Jack
previous
Campbell.
pick 6.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, they smashed the draft. I know it's one game, but they got some 4 good players right there.
And
Exactly.
Hutchinson is going to be unbelievable.
Oh yeah.
And Amon Ra could have gone for another 80. He got missed on a wide open route that Benjamin Solak, talked about today. But he could have gone for another 80 yards and another touchdown.
And really quick for all of you at home, keep making Sky Moore memes. Keep making Kadarius Toney memes. Because you know what? There is a player in the locker room that is looking over their social, like going through social media, and they're seeing it, and that is going to get back to the coach. And you know what? Eventually, Reed is going to be like, "Nah, like you're a meme now, bro. Like, nah, you got to sit down. Like, no, keep doing it. Keep doing it. It sucks for the players' mental health, but you know what? Don't drop every single pass that is thrown your way.
New fantasy format. If you get to be a meme, you get 5 points. 5 points for every meme created.
I know
Whoever has a game on in the background, please mute it so that YouTube does not copyright us. Please.
Oh, that's me. That's me. Yeah,
Well,
I'll write it down.
Yeah, mute it.
I'll say it's real small, but I really like the Mahomes to Bell connection.
Yeah,
it's a good start. Yep.
Surprising a little bit. I think the both tight ends really actually played pretty well in this stead. They didn't go to him enough, and they didn't barely use Jarrett at all. Jarrett McKinnon probably has the best hands, opposite of Kelsey that on the team. They didn't barely use him. They had him on two plays.
That's what I'm saying.
I got him in a fantasy league, so I was watching all those snaps, and he was in the game a ton of times. He was in there, but they never went to him. I mean, he was blocking, and they were burying him into the line. Because he's in my home league, so I'm screaming for him to do something, and there was he was a decoy all night.
Robbie, can I ask a quick question, or should we move on?
Go ahead and drop it.
What is everyone's opinion about freaking the right tackle that freaking lined up offsides every single play, and now that they don't call it to the end? If you're going to call it, just like a strike. I don't care if you're going to call it, but call it from the beginning, not on third down in the fourth quarter.
That's true. That's true.
It should have been called.
I agree.
But hey, it is what it is. Lions, even with that happening and getting away with that, Lions still did their damn thing. Oh, and by the way, as we close out this topic, Mike Tirico, hell no, there's no asterisks.
No.
On this, that was so. Yeah, I hated every moment of that.
I had 2 people at work bring that up to me. Just the asterisk. Yeah. That doesn't happen with Mike Tirico usually.
Exactly. That was I still, again, benefit of the doubt. Week 1 opening game, it is what it is. Someone couldn't just let Thursday night football be Thursday night football. Could not just let the Chiefs have their night, and I think he knew that they were going to lose. I really think that he knew that they were going to lose, because why else would you do this? And apparently, I found out the backstory. They knew the whole day.
I heard it was done at 10:30 a.m.
Yeah, you did this on purpose. This is 50 Cent levels of petty. To all my hip hop fans out there,
wait, what?
Go look at 50 Cent's Instagram, okay? This is Ja Rule. You're about to perform halftime at the Milwaukee Bucks. Let me buy the first freaking 4 rows worth of seats and make sure that nobody can sit there when you perform. This is that level of petty. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Burrow becomes the highest. Again, ladies and gentlemen, the highest paid quarterback in the league, resetting the quarterback market. Is this the way of QBs now? And is this deserved or not? Jeff the Scout, take it away.
I think it was, first of all, I do think it's deserved. Second of all, I think it was a smart move because the quarterback market is only going to increase. As this running back market decreases, the quarterback market only increases. And I think, to be honest with you, it started with Dak Prescott. When he got his deal, I think that set the table for everyone to jump higher. Look at Watson's deal. You know, you can look at a lot of other quarterback deals. You know, Patrick Mahomes' deal was insane. So I think it was good to lock him up where they did. I think when you look at the deal and you expand it out 3 years from now, we're going to look back and Joe Burrow may be third or fourth on this list. I'm not mad about this deal. Joe Burrow's done a lot for him. No, he doesn't have a ring. No, he doesn't have an MVP. I'm not blaming that on him. This AFC has been stacked. He's got Patrick Mahomes. Like, you know, I hate when people bring that up. Oh, well, he hasn't done this and he hasn't done that. Yeah, well, that's because Patrick Mahomes was doing it. So I'm not mad about the deal. I think it was a smart move. I think it was a good move by him. I think he deserves his money. And to be honest, I don't think you could have given him any less money. Like, I don't think you could have made him the fourth highest paid quarterback. Like, I don't think he would have taken that deal.
Okay.
He wanted, no.
I'm surprised, like, the chat's not on my head about this right now. Like,
Just
because last night,
quiet. It's gonna happen. Just let it be.
Last night they were like, "Shut up about Burrow. The Chiefs are on."
Wait till your take.
Taco, you were here last night. You saw everything go down. Your official reactions now that a day of this has settled, and now that we know that they fucking knew the whole day.
I would say, like, if you're the Cincinnati Bengals, you got no choice. Like, you legit got no choice to sign him. Like, he is the star of your franchise. He's the quarterback you dreamed of. Like, if there was, like, the perfect quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals, it's probably Joe Burrow. He's a cool dude. Everyone loves him. He makes Cincinnati an interesting place. He was repping it from the beginning. You got pictures of him with LeBron. It's just a good fit. So I understand in a sport where you're making so much money, making him the face of your franchise, understandable. You know, is this the way of the QB market? And is it reset? You know, the resetting of that. You know, at a certain point in time, you're gonna have to wonder, you know, what's the best way to build a roster, and how much of your, you know, salary cap can you allocate to a quarterback? Because let's face it, you know, when you give Joe Burrow that much money, you know, it's the same thing that happened with the Chiefs. You're gonna have to make some concessions. Right now, the Chiefs had to let go of Tyreek Hill.
Jones over 40 some odd million, and this motherfucker hasn't beaten Dak or Jalen Hurts.
Listen, I didn't agree with the Daniel Jones. I didn't want to give him that much money, but the market is just the market right now. It's like fucking houses in Nassau County and Long Island. I don't want to fucking pay $500,000 for a piece of shit house, but that's what the market is right now. Literally, even if I wanted to spend less, I couldn't, because that's what the goddamn market is.
Hey,
like,
I wish $500K got me a shitty house where I'm at $750.
Damn.
It's just like, bro, it's just really fucking like, it's just like that right now. So was it deserved? I mean, listen, they had no choice. So, I mean, let's put it like that. Should he be the number one paid quarterback? He's not better than Mahomes, and he's getting paid more than Mahomes. So, no, he shouldn't be getting paid more than Mahomes. And let's put it like this. The biggest question is going to be, as the quarterbacks keep taking more and more of the salary cap, you know, are you able to win? Are you able to beat? Can you beat Patrick Mahomes at the same fucking game? Can you? Because you're going to be making more than him.
He's been doing it.
Yeah, but you're worse than him, making more than him. So figure that one out.
Hey, he didn't do it last year. Be quiet, Robbie.
Oh, you mean the one time? The one time?
The one time that got us to the Super Bowl to get us the ring. That's the only time that matters.
Hey,
Joe Burrow, Glizzy Glazer's back.
Hey, Joe Burrow might have beat the Chiefs to get to the Super Bowl, but he couldn't.
You sound like Errol Spence fans are like, don't worry, he's exercising the rematch clause. He's going to beat Crawford next time.
Oh no, Errol Spence don't be no.
That's what you sound like. That's what you sound like.
All I gotta say is I'm showing restraint because I haven't gone into the way I really wanted to go into. I'm saving that for later.
So I'm going to let this go by me real quick. So I think we're all pretty much in agreement that he deserves it, yada, yada, yada. But I think I don't think I thought I was ever going to say this. How about a shout out to the Cincinnati ownership, right? They have all these rules in place about how they give out money and future money. And I haven't seen the total breakdown of the contract, but the biggest worry that was out there among the NFL experts was that they don't spend money the way it was going to need to be spent to structure a quarterback's contract to make Burrow happy. And you know what? They found a way to do that. So to me, props to the Bengals ownership.
Yeah, because like you're right. Some of the rules and stuff they had to like go and do like fundraisers and stuff, and like there's like charity events and stuff that had to be done, and like there was a lot that had to be done in order for them to be able to get that money. Yeah, it was.
They also have some rules about whether they spend how much money they give more than 1 year out.
Yeah,
right? And they try to never break that. And like I said, I haven't seen the write up of the contract, but kudos to them for getting this done ahead of time, ahead of everyone, and just getting it done. Good for you.
I mean, and it's like Jeff said, Jeff the Scout. It's this. The market is only going to go up, especially as the running backs are devaluing. What did you expect was going to happen? Let's face it, no one stays the highest paid for long. The next man up is going to get more. We're going to be having this conversation again about someone else at the end of this season. Lambo.
So I went and looked it up real quick just to kind of give some cadence to that. When Mahomes had his contract signed, it was like the biggest contract ever, and he's now eighth. He's now eighth as far as average per year. So it's just going to continue to go up that way. Ironically, I think Mahomes might be the next one to break that market because they're going to extend him, even though he's already got the 10-year contract.
They have to.
Probably is going to be the one that's going to get more money eventually anyway. But the gamesmanship of the release of the contract was perfect, right? I mean, you got all this hype going into this game. This is like the kickoff game. Chiefs are the world champions. They're releasing their banner for the championship, the whole nine. And then we get this note across our phones that say Joe Burrow becomes the highest paid quarterback. And that's all everybody's talking about. So the gamesmanship was perfect. I think the Chiefs and the Bengals are going to be the two teams kind of battling it in the AFC for a couple of years to come. Similar to the Tom Brady, Peyton Manning years. I think these two quarterbacks will be those two guys. And I love the gamesmanship of it. Like you said, it was petty, but it was awesome. I loved it. I loved every minute of it. And Joe Burrow's whole personality, his persona is as that guy. And I love the way it came off. So that was perfectly played by them.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. It was, this is how you get into your opponent's head. And these two teams have been duking it out for the last couple of years. So I love how petty it was, Mike. That's the main point of it.
I mean, to be 100% honest, I don't have much more to add because, does he deserve to be highest paid? Does he deserve to be higher paid than Mahomes? No, but freaking gosh sakes, Daniel freaking Jones doesn't deserve to be higher paid than Mahomes either. But I mean, that's the case. And if I get a pick between Burrow or freaking Daniel Jones to be higher paid than Mahomes, it better be Burrow, it better be Herbert, and that's the case that it is. But it's like Lambert said, it's just going to keep going up. It's just the way the NFL is. So the problem is, and we'll get to more later, is what teams are going to be able to win, like Taco said, but what teams are also going to be able to pay their other pieces instead of letting them go, tease, and we'll see what happens later.
Okay. I could just reply to you like just through my laptop. That was pretty smooth. I just did that. A lot of injuries have taken place today. Like today, I didn't even feel like I was running a news desk with the amount of injuries I was constantly between Facebook and Twitter and everything. I feel like I was running a freaking ER room a little bit. So I have to bear the question with as many injuries that have taken place and that have happened. How are you navigating them from the fantasy football standpoint, and which one is the most significant to their actual NFL team? Obviously, we're talking the Christian Watsons, Cooper Kupps, Darren Wallers, Kittles, Judys, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
All right. So for week 1, if he does not play, I honestly don't remember if he's out or if he's doubtful. I know Jeff the Scout was asking about him in the group chat. To me, sorry, Taco, but to me, the biggest one is Darren Waller. They're going against a top defense in Dallas. We don't know what wide receiver is going to be wide receiver 1, 2, or 3 because they're all 5'9", 150 pounds out of the shower and all play slot.
But you know
Darren
what,
Waller,
Mike? You could just say that the Giants basically are the East version of the Chiefs, right? I mean, that's essentially what y'all had last night.
The less talented version.
Great.
Daniel
well
Jones,
said.
the second coming of Mahomes, baby.
Taco, shut your trap right now.
Definitely. Your quarterback hasn't even beaten the other 2 in his own division. Stop it, Taco.
I mean, he gets
Hey,
paid
the
more.
Chiefs only wish they drafted Jalen Hyatt, right? That's what kind
If
of
he
where we
gets
are
paid
right
more,
about
that means he's
you're
better.
going to get muted in a second. Okay. I don't have much to say. All I'm going to say is everyone was excited to see what Waller was going to do at tight end for the Giants. I do think he was going to be a big part of the game plan. It is kind of funky, just like the Kelsey situation, that he doesn't show up on the injury report till later in the week. That kind of sucks. But other than that, I think this is going to be a hindrance because they were going to lean on him and Barkley, and I think this is going to have to change the game plan. And this changing the game plan this late against a defense like the Cowboys, I don't think is a good thing.
Okay.
Lambert.
Yeah, so I'll agree that Waller probably is one of the bigger stories. I think he is, we kind of heard it in camp how he was the go-to guy. I think one of the beat reporters said that they took Waller off the practice field to rest, but he says that the real reason was to force Jones to throw it to somebody else because he was throwing the ball to Waller all the time. But I will, just to add some more content here, I will talk about Cooper Kupp, and there's a little bit older news. I mean, he was going to basically be the only guy on that team getting targets. I don't know what the hell they're going to do now with what they have there. Stafford's going to be under a ton of pressure. He's not going to have his go-to guy to hit out there. He's got Van Jefferson. Tutu Atwell's still a thing. They got a couple other guys there that just don't excite you. I think Higbee may get 150 targets in one game because that's basically all he has to go to right now. I think that it really hurts their chances to play against Seattle. Obviously a pretty decent team on their own right. And Seattle, on the other side of the things, have a ton of talent across the board, both offensively and defensively. And the only chance that the Rams had was Cooper Kupp. And I think that with Kupp being out, there's no chance for them at all.
Yeah, I agree. So Kupp's my number 2 guy. So I'm going to bump back up to Watson. I think Watson is going to be a huge loss for the Packers because now it's going to be Jalen Reed. He was drafted this year. Jaden Reed. He's going to have to step up now and fill that number 2 role because without Watson, they need that. They're obviously going to try to run the ball a lot this year. And throw to the backside of the backfield. But Reed's have a big opportunity this weekend to really step up. And one guy we didn't mention yet is Teron Armstead is out for the Dolphins. So Bosa for the Chargers is going to be coming off that edge, aiming at Tua all day long with a backup tackle. So I think that one could really impact the game as well.
Alrighty. Taco. Wait, really quick. I can just go through and read this. Players out include DJ Shark, Jeff Okudah, Christian Watson, John Mechie, Jimmy Ward, Marlon Humphreys, Joseph Osai, Chandler Jones, Kevin Beacham, Cooper Kupp, Jamal Adams, Teron Armstead, Jack Jones, Traquan Smith. And, of course, there's still more that we are waiting to come down that pipeline because there are still more that are listed as questionable that aren't listed there. That's just
it's like all these guys during the preseason. They're like, I hope they're ready. They're like, shit, they're not ready.
Not ready.
And a lot of these guys, we didn't get a whiff that they maybe weren't going to be ready.
Go ahead, Taco. I'm sorry.
So, I mean, I think that this gets You know, like where's the smoke and where's the fire? From what I'm hearing on Waller, it seems like it's just more smoke than actual fire. Where he seems like he's going to be fine, and it's more of kind of like giving him rest, patting him, making sure that everything's good. It's a late show up. I haven't seen or heard anything that he's like really doubtful for the game or that anything is super severe. So it's not like the Kelsey situation where they're talking about, his knee and we're kind of like his hamstring. I haven't heard, and this is me coming from the local New York market. None of the beat writers here have been blowing up dimensions or anything like that. Some of the guys have shown some videos of him coming off the practice field and kind of just like looking like he was kind of okay.
Yeah,
So
I agree with you,
really,
Taco. From the local perspective, I agree.
I'm not really buying into this Waller injury hype that seems to be consuming the fantasy community, especially after the Kelsey injury. It's kind of like when you have that Kelsey injury and now you get the warning signs of a Waller, you're immediately going to take heed to that, where I don't think it's necessarily going to lead to anything. I think he will be playing. I don't think he's going to have any kind of limited snap count. I fully expect Waller to be good to go. I think the two that you have to look at is the top two receivers that we mentioned here, Watson and Kupp. All things considered, they are, the number ones on their team. We were assuming going in. I think the bigger one might be with the Packers, because you have a brand new quarterback coming in to a situation where the guy who was going to be his number one is out. Dobbs we're talking about is possibly out. It's going to be Reed, Musgrave, and Aaron Jones. This might be the year of the late tight end rookie coming up big, because Musgrave to me right now is screaming like, hello, opportunity. It's just like he may not be the best rookie ever. He may not have the most athletic or whatever we want to say is negative about him, but that opportunity seems like it's going to be there. And if he can stay healthy right now, that's an interesting spot. But I'm most worried about Watson, because who does Love have to throw with? This is going to be his first start to a season opener. It's a whole bunch of emotions, and to have no one there, yeah, I think that's the biggest situation to worry about. And we didn't expect Watson to be out. Like, we thought he was hurt, but nobody thought he'd be out.
All right. You were already there are gonna be takes that you're gonna get right, but I super have this really in typical taco fashion. Your chalk takes are gonna hit, because all of the ones that you're seriously beating I feel like you purposely in your head built up that take just to find a way to call out Luke Musgrave.
Listen, I did it before mainstream media. I did it before anyone else. I was on it early. I can show my best ball drafts. I was beating this drum. Target share. Opportunity is fantasy football. That's all I'm going to say.
But then when in typical taco fashion, when it's oh, well, guys, I'm sorry about that. I'm just excited for that. Week 4 when this man hasn't done shit. And you're just
don't Zay Jones me. Don't Zay Jones me. Don't Zay Jones me.
Zay Jones became good later in the year, and it wasn't a drum that you weren't beating until he became good.
Listen, I called all those big starts on Rumboyz. Don't tell me that. Before the big games, I was calling it on Rumboyz. Live on tape, baby.
This is the same man that plays.
Yes.
Well, that told the chat that he threw $25 on Jacksonville in the middle of the game. And in reality, it was 25
I said 25 cents.
You said dollars.
You said dollars.
Cents. I said cents.
No, because you said I threw 25 on it. Lambo, if I say Taco. I threw 25 on it, are you thinking I said 25
I still
cents?
bet on it, baby.
$25 for sure, at least.
God. Anyways, Aiden, yes, I agree with your anytime TD parlay. I like that. I feel like if you're gonna do an anytime TD parlay, keep it at 3. Slap, what is good? Look at the members piling up today. I love that. The one time I don't bet on Detroit, they win. Fuck my life. Week 1 upsets. Taco, where's your proof? Show them the receipts. You beam burrito. Oh.
Where's that cat bot? I'm about to have them crawl the show. I'm about to have them crawl the shows, baby.
As I
Truth
said on Twitter today, this is not suitable for work on Friday nights. This is NSFW. This is our chat, baby. Let's go.
And that's the
NSFW is a
Crunchwrap
big
Supreme to you, Slap. That Crunchwrap Supreme, baby.
All right,
Oh my
Scout.
God.
What's your Scout? Who do you think?
Yeah, who you got, Scout?
I mean, for me, to me, it's blatantly obvious. So your NFL season is all about momentum. If Jerry Jeudy is out, you've got a new coach with a new system, with a Russell Wilson we're unsure about. You're starting Cortland Sutton and who knows who else, because Tim Patrick is out for the season, and you're going to have to be putting different receivers, or, you've got Mims, you've got 3 tight ends. What are you going to do with Javonte? To me, if Jeudy is out, yes, it's the Raiders, but the season is all about momentum and building. So if Jeudy is out, new system, new quarterback, game 1 of the season, to me, that's the biggest one. And I think it does have fantasy implications on everyone on the roster. Whether or not you want to start Russell Wilson, Dolchich is probably going to get a ton of targets. You don't know what's going to happen with Mims. Maybe they run the ball, 35 times with Javonte. So to me, it's Jeudy. We don't know what Peyton's going to do. We don't know what Russell's going to do. But having only pretty much Cortland Sutton as your veteran connection, or somebody he has a legit connection with, to me, that's a big problem, even though the Raiders shouldn't be that much of an issue. But I've got to take for that later.
Jeff, go to Jeff the Scout with that take. This is a great opportunity. Head over to the Rumboyz TikTok on Mike's Miles Sanders piece. There is a viewer there, or a comment on that. Yep, and it's Juwan and Dolchich, because of the whole he was dealing with the whole Kelsey situation in his tight end room, wrestle away his shit. Great perspective. Get in contact with that follower. All right. See that, guys? Look, we will go out of our fucking ways. We will like to give you that personal touch. We are here for you. You comment on our social media. You comment on our tweets. You comment on our TikToks. You comment on our Instagram. You comment on our Facebook reels. If you hit me up on Snapchat, whatever, I really do not care. At Rumboyz, spelled with a Z, N-E-T, at Rumboyz Robbie. You search me anywhere for those 2 things, you'll be able to find me. We're here to help. We're here. It sounds like crazy, but we're here to service you. That sounds pause.
Whoa, Robbie.
Hey,
you running a full service operation over here?
What kind of after-hour show did I sign up for here?
This is Rumboyz Robbie.
Rambo, you already knew.
Chocolate.
Happy endings for everyone.
not suitable for work. Here we go again.
The chat has been very mild. You know what? Hold on. I know exactly how to get this chat turned up. Let me give my injury take really quick. The one that concerns me, well, first, before I get into who concerns me the most, I find it ironic as I scroll through my Twitter feed of this player's questionable, this player's out, this player's questionable, this player's out. How is it that it's literally every single person that this man is high on, that this man has been getting you all, yes, you, or in some shape, form, or fashion affects. So I am loving this right now. I am other way, Jeff. There you go. Everyone point at him. Everyone just point at him. Other way, Jeff.
Other way.
There you go. Oh, yeah, there you go. Yes, this guy. Literally everyone, even Mark Andrews, questionable.
Even Mark Andrews.
Yeah.
I'm playing him in the league. I just drafted him on Wednesday.
See, this is great. From Darren Waller, all the way through today has just been absolutely bloody insane, mate.
I just pray Jeudy plays.
Taco, I am through rubbing in Jeudy into your face. I do not need to rub anything about Christian Watson or any other piece that I've seen you go and get massive exposure on.
I don't have much Watson. Okay,
That
that's
is
when I
fine.
don't have a lot of.
No,
Well,
because
that's
you
a
got
mistake. That's a mistake.
Musgrave and you didn't want the double exposure.
What the player that does though concern me, I know that this is not a player that I have heavily drafted. I do not have very much of this player. So this is less about me personally and more about you guys, the viewers at home and the viewers in the chat. And that's George Kittle. Yes, you are getting him in an equitable position in drafts, but and Lambo, I'm sorry, I'm going 49ers here. I'm a big Glock Purdy guy. My Glock Purdy. I'm a big Glock Purdy guy, but I mean, with that being said and with that being stated, the absence of Kittle does worry me because it is at what point is he going to be full of go, and at what point, especially if you're someone who has routinely invested in Kittle, again, not me, but I know a couple of you guys out there that have routinely done it. Stop being a masochist. Stop waiting to get hurt. Feel free at this point right now in week 1 with that Q tag. Be like, oh, no, don't worry, man. He's going to come back. Oh, I have an inside source. He said he's going to come back. Yeah, you should trade him away. Okay. Stop getting hurt. Okay. That's what I want for you guys.
I'll make one comment on Mr. George Brittle, as I call him. So all the players we talked about that are going to potentially be out increases the value of other players on their team. If Waller's out, the receivers get extra value. If Kupp is out, Jefferson gets extra value. Kittle is the one player that if he's out, it hurts the other rest of the players on the team. He is one of their best run blockers, so it's going to hurt the run game. Brock Purdy's going to struggle a little bit more if he's having to take the blanket over the middle. And Kittle takes up that coverage in the middle of the field that allows Deebo Samuel and Ayuk to do their thing. So while he may not, be the biggest as far as a fantasy impact for himself, he affects the team negatively when he's not in there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's my concern. Damn, we're good.
I think it sounds good for CMC if you're in PPR.
CMC might be the one that might get some of a little bit of a bump. You're right. He's more of a receiver out of the backfield, but the running game will struggle. So
it is, yeah. Karam, really quick. It's not official on the 4 weeks. Sometime, yes, the 4 weeks is just kind of more of a guideline. Other than that, I feel like those are the ones that really concerned me. I feel like Mark Andrews is still going to suit up, guys.
Do we have a quick topic before halftime? Jeff has like 10 minutes left.
Yeah, we can shoot one really quick. Let's see here. I'm gonna go to one of the throwaway ones.
Yeah.
Here's what I want. Which quarterback puts up the best performance of week 1?
Okay, so are we talking number 1 QB, or are we talking like the biggest jump from like someone that you don't think is going to do good? Because to me, that's different.
Who do you think? Because the amount of people that were like, "Oh, Mahomes is going to be QB1," like who do you think this week, especially after last night? Who's QB1 for week 1?
QB for week 1. I'm going to let Lambo go first since he's the guest.
30 other teams left to play.
I'm pulling up my rankings here for week 1. Going for 2.com, by the way, you can find all of our rankings there. And
Nice
I actually lowered Mahomes. I had him at 1. I lowered him before the game started last night, so I'm glad I did that. I have Jalen Hurts as the number 1 guy coming in. I think Hurts' legs puts him over top of some of those other guys. I think Hurts comes in and he balls out week 1. I know a lot of times there's the Super Bowl hangover where the losers come in and don't play well week 1. But I'm taking Hurts here as my QB1 in week 1.
With New England having Mr. Brady in the building,
I still like Hurts. I heard the legs make the difference. I think for fantasy purposes, he's going to put up a monster game.
I love it. Mike, did you got yours yet?
I'll go. So I think Hurts has a very damn good chance, but I'm going on a little bit of a limb here because I think this game is going to be high scoring as hell. I think this guy's going to win the game, but he's going to score points because of it. Give me Justin Herbie.
Let's go! My
That was my
MVP
guy.
for the season.
Son of a
My
bitch.
fucking MVP pick for the season.
You dick.
Let's
You
go.
Hey, I got too many shares of wide receivers.
I have
need
way
it.
too many shares of Herbert. I
That's
have
like
way.
mine.
I have way too much Herbert.
I'm back in the Mike Williams fucking game. I hate being there, but we're here again.
SC
Yeah,
Express.
I like that one, Mike. But you know what? I'm gonna go with the new. What is he? The $1 billion man, Joey Burrow. All right.
Okay, Robbie. Okay, Robbie.
Dude, he is going to come out this weekend against a banged up Cleveland secondary, and he is going to light them up. All right. As we said in the Fives chat, right? You got to grab Burrow. Okay, let's go. He is going to rip those guys up this week. I think he is by far the QB1 this week.
Hey, I got him at 7, so I'll take it.
Hey,
well done, well done.
I have a lot of Burrow. I have a lot of Herbert. I'm excited. I'm excited. TDS Taco.
All right. So, this show's all about diversity. Not only do we, diverse the cast, but, our picks. We diversify our picks. You know what I mean? The portfolio.
You and I are the darkest things here, just saying.
We going with Justin Fields, baby. He taking ownership over from the Packers. He's saying, I'm coming to I'm the new boy on the block. Give me DJ Moore, and I'm going to show you how to do this, son. He's going to run. He's going to throw, and he's going to win that game and be the number 1 quarterback of the week.
I'm trying to check Taco's forehead to see if he feels okay.
I'm okay with this. I like this take. I'm all in.
It's a matchup I like.
Jeff, by the way, these are not our upsets of the week. We will have our upsets of the week, so stay tuned, stay locked. Jeff, you're quarterback 1 of the week.
To me, Justin Herbert was a good option, but to me, it's Lamar Jackson. He's playing Houston at home.
Nice call.
He's playing Houston at home. Houston's defense isn't ready. Lamar's going to come out there, and he's going to ball out. He's going to run. He's going to throw. He's got options. And I think Lamar and the Ravens, with their new offense, I think they want to come out game 1 and drop 50 points and say, we are here. We can do this. I don't think this is a game where if the Ravens are up by 21, they start running the ball. I think they are going to blow Houston out of the water, and Lamar is going to be the number 1 QB this week because I think they want to put a giant staple on week 1.
Nice. Okay. My QB, what is up, Homegrown Entertainment? My homie B. What's up, big dog? Yo, I'm happy that you happy, man. I'm happy that you living your life, big dog. My number 1 QB for the week. I just feel like this man has gotten the shit end of the stick in media. I feel like that this offense, if the second this offense steps on the field, you look at what the over is and you're like, yeah, they could probably do that by themselves.
What?
They have some damn good receivers. I took this receiver 101 in the FTN fantasy draft.
Am I right?
He is going to be iced out on a fucking private jet multiple times this season. Y'all have seen him in commercials rocking the ice. Y'all have seen this man on Netflix quarterback. It is no other. Beam me up, Scotty. Kirk Cousins is QB1 this week against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Okay.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are in shambles right now. They don't know what's going on within their own fucking locker room. It's about to be a shit show. They are taking.
Yeah. How much have you drank? Because you must have had a whole fifth of rum to have that damn take. This is a take that I will say you are wrong. You are wrong.
I
This
am
would
not
be a
wrong.
taco take. This would be a
I am
taco
not.
take.
Kirk
Oh,
Cousins,
that's worse than a taco take. At
Kirk
least
Cousins
I'm
is gonna.
accurate.
Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson, T.J. Hawkinson, Jordan Addison. Like Kirk Cousins is gonna go off.
I think this game's going to be ugly.
I think
I don't
it's going to
think
be a blowout early, and Kirk Cousins is going to be basically chilling.
Yeah, I do not know. I think that they're just gonna go to the air on him. I don't. They're just gonna.
Alexander
they're gonna fuck him
Madison
up from
is
the
going
beginning.
to fuck up your day.
They're gonna.
Alexander Madison
They're
is gonna
gonna.
fuck up your
They're
day.
gonna whoop Tampa Bay's ass from beginning to end.
Yep. They're
Straight
running
up. Straight up.
Mm.
Let's see. I did have like one that I was just gonna pull out of my ass because we got through that fairly fast. Lambo, I know that you are going to be heading out here shortly. So I know you already plugged goingfor2.com, but tell people where they can find you and plug your website again.
All right, yeah. So goingfor2.com is the place where we have all of our written content. We got DFS, we got season long, we got underdog that we're covering this week or this year. But the network, the podcast is going to live. I don't know what's going on. So, have some feedback going on.
Hold on.
What's going on?
Mike, mute everyone.
All right,
There
sorry
you go.
about that. So, Going for Two Live is the YouTube network. We got shows every night of the week. My show, we have 2 shows. We got one on Wednesday night, and we have one tonight. If you wanted to come over after this show is done, catch our DFS show. It's the Armchair Fantasy Show. We go live every Friday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you play DraftKings, you play FanDuel. We got all your info. I've been doing the show for 7 years. We know our stuff. We've been playing DFS for even longer than that. So we got a lot of good advice. I got some good guests coming on this year. So come check us out. Again, it's Going for Two live on YouTube. It's on Twitch. It's on Twitter. It's on all of them. It's on Kick.com, which is some new millennial thing that we got going on. So,
Millennial thing.
we got it everywhere.
I know about that.
Hey, Jeff, all I know is I watched the show the other day, and if you want someone to come and be a nicer guest, I'm happy. Robbie was a little fired up, and he was going crazy. So I want you to know, if you'd like a nice, calm guest, I'm available anytime.
Absolutely,
So
man.
that was boring.
I will definitely. Absolutely, man. I'd love to have you on. We'll talk after the show.
Hell yeah, catch SC Express over on Going for Two sometime. Let's go ahead. Yep. Let's go ahead. Let's get into halftime. A quick word from our sponsors, and we got some hip hop for you because we gotta keep it underground over here. You dig what I'm saying? Mike, take
Thanks
it away.
for coming, Jeff. Thank you.
Yep, thank you, guys. Peace.
Bye, boss.
Really appreciate it. Great
I'm
job.
shutting this room.
Hop out in Miami when I'm land, I got no understanding. How the hell I'm burning, don't turn me up, you can't understand it. In the club, posted up, they lit up, no matter where I'm standing. Drop CLD for the Cuban link, yeah, you see it there. Might spaz out on some taller shit, don't want zero tolerance. Money conversations ain't hard to relate, it's hollering. See my net, they acknowledge it, good friend, girl, when you're not.
The things that just happened, like behind the scenes, like that's a hilarious DM. I'm gonna wait till the other guys get here so we can kind of talk about that, because that's a good icebreaker before we get into the fucking rest of the show. It's a great way to get into find our way to 1 million followers. Like, I'm just saying.
Bro,
so
I'm
I got
still
this.
laughing.
Mike, did you see the text I sent you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you saw that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I'll just like read this DM that I just got on Instagram.
I think it's hilarious.
I think it's fucking hilarious.
It's almost as hilarious as Taco Steaks.
Yeah, almost as hilarious as Taco Steaks. Hopefully one day though his steaks will actually pay off for someone. Cheers to me, cheers to you, all the Rumboyz and girls. What to do, dilly dilly. I'm gonna read from my Instagram DMs here. Based on the membership criteriation, that's not even a fucking word, of the Illuminati, we find you are of great interest in possession of a good mastery of manual dexterity and academic proficiency. With this, we look at you as the class that will be the platform for which you stand to meet the wealthy people who can raise you to wealth, power, fame. I strongly recommend that you join us in the Illuminati. Joining us, you will become wealthy and live the life you desire. Do you accept the offer? Now, obviously, this isn't real because this is not. They would not approach me on Instagram. Well, maybe they would, but like maybe it's a test. But like that for real, this is like a tempting ass offer.
The first thing you gotta ask is there a red pill or a blue pill in this situation?
Yo, put up Leaf's comment. Put up Leaf's comment. Yo, like he said, what is this? The Andrew Tate War Room? Bro, like for real, like definitely not some shit that I follow or I'm into. But I mean, we do need a way to 1 million followers. And this could happen pretty quick. But I'm just gonna trust
instead of top G, Robbie's like middle R.
Bro, join Jay-Z. Be a part of the Illuminati, bro.
Right? I could have Hope on my side, get a Rock Nation 360 deal. That'd suck. That'd really fucking suck.
I have a comment that I would like to say on air that someone did not put on air, so I'm just going to read it. I would have so much fun going down this rabbit hole with this Illuminati shit. Just to F with these just to F with these people. This is what I call a gift from God. Ha ha ha.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So
is that from the same person?
That is from David in the chat on Twitter.
On Twitter? Bro, I'm a hey, copy and paste that and send that to me so I can send it to
right along this line, right? When we get
it's in
telemarketer
the
calls
Robbie,
to
it's
the
in the
house,
Rumboy, it's in the Rumboyz group chat.
Bet.
When we get telemarketer calls to the house, my wife's whole plan is to make them hang up first.
Oh.
So she will talk to them and she'll lead them on to the point when she's bored and she's laughing so hard that she makes them hang up first.
Bro, all right. So funny story. So I saw this stand up.
Some of us make a living calling people, okay?
I saw this stand up really quick before we get back into football. So I saw this because this is a podcast. This is a live stream. I saw this podcast or this stand-up comedy way back in the day. Like I did this when I was like 14 years old. Okay. This is 14-year-old Robbie. You can't cancel me. Eddie Griffin had a stand-up where he was like, be careful. They can lick my ass. Fantasy football industry. I'm the only black person that you basically have. And the rest of the ones are super clean cut. All right. I'm the only edgy one. You got to pretty much deal with me.
Wait, you're the only.
I'm the only edgy one.
Statement?
How many people say fuck on here, Mike?
No, I wanted to make sure I heard the statement right because I was going to say,
you can count the rest of them on your fucking hand, okay?
No.
You'll get to 20 at best.
Lambert leaves the show and we go right down the hill.
So I saw this stand up. I saw this stand up when I was like about 14 years old. And Andy Griffin tells a joke about when the witnesses came to knock on his door, he had grabbed a frozen chicken, stripped down naked, and just sat there and started shaking the frozen chicken. And it was like, I'm messing with them. So I did it. 15 years old, taking balls, just stripped down, butt ass naked. My mom was home and she's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "They're knocking. Just let them keep knocking." She's like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "Don't open the door." I'm like, "I got this." I was like, "I have a plan and everything." We had a fucking frozen Cornish, and what Cornish? We had two of them. We ate Cornish later, obviously, because I fucking did this. I unwrapped the goddamn Cornish. You know how you have to rip the wrapper off of it?
Yeah.
I ripped the wrapper off of it. Like, I don't even use the knife, like, cut it open. I just, like, like, rip my teeth open. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, hurry up. Just like, let them keep knocking. They know that we're in the house. They know that we are in the fucking house because my mom does a typical thing that all black moms do when someone knocks on the door. They look out the fucking, they instead of going to the peephole, they'll look out the fucking blinds first for some reason. This was a thing back in the day. Like, who the fuck is at my door? And exactly like that. Who the fuck is at my door? So mom does this shit. I run out with the 2 Cornish hens in each hand. They easily fit in the fucking palm of my hands. Okay, I got Kyler Murray hands, 9.5-inch hands. I can fucking fit a Cornish hen in my goddamn hands. All right, so I'm butt naked, running. Like, and I am like at peak puberty at this moment. So like when I'm telling you, like I'm running, like Harry is everywhere. When I was like, "Fuck you doing?" I'm like, just open the door. My mom opens the door and they're right there, and I sit crisscross applesauce with 2 incense lit. Dog, they took off running.
This is what makes the Friday show the Friday show. Let's go.
Bro, it was lit. It was lit. Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned into the Rumboyz Fantasy Network, the most lit Friday night fantasy football podcast. That was just me riffing for a little bit. We are back. Had to break the ice. We got more booze aflow. Cheers to me. Y'all hear that? Oh, look at Taco. Yo, I cracked the beer and Taco popped the fuck up.
Listen, I'm not going to say it, but like, sounds of an alcoholic.
Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, cheers to me. Cheers to you. All the Rumboys and girls, what it do. Dilly dilly. We got plenty of more NFL and fantasy football to discuss.
Robbie, what are you drinking on tonight? Is it the Lil Wayne rum still?
No, this is Coors, bro. I'm just on cheap beer.
Oh, okay.
I did not have. I got off 30 minutes before we had to record, so I did not have enough time to go to the actual liquor store. And you know how Colorado is. You got to be at that bitch when it opens. And mine opens when I clock in. And I ain't going to the other side of town at fucking 9 a.m. just to go get booze because that looks weird.
Hey,
let's go ahead and get into some deals.
That's why you stock up, bro. You got to run that shit
Robbie,
like you run a convenience store.
You
when
won't go to the other side of town to get alcohol, but you'll run through the ghetto of Canton with a bunch of white people and then wonder why you ran back because you were scared.
No, I wasn't scared. I was at home.
No,
I was like, yo,
you weren't scared, but you had like 5 white guys that were.
No, I was scared for y'all. Like, all right, so y'all can ask Jay back.
You guys ran to me. You guys ran towards me, and I saw you coming down 2 blocks away.
They started running. I was like, the fuck y'all running for? I was like, he walked out. So what had happened was we were at like little like Q Mart, like it wasn't like actual like liquor store. We were like a little Q Mart, and like there's like little projects like right there, and like dude was like yelling at his girl or whatever. Like they was like some like domestic violence type of shit or whatever, and then like homie walked out with an AK.
Oh.
And all of the white people around me just took off. And I was like, he walked out with it. He didn't shoot it yet. Like I'm just chilling. And they are like, no, fuck that. They're arguing. We don't know what's about to happen. Homie put it in his trunk. Homie just put it in his trunk, grabbed his trash bags, put them in the trunk, and put them in a little ass cutlass that was broke down and barely had a muffler on that bitch. He got served up. She said, fuck you and get out the house. That's Canton, Ohio for you. And there's an expo there that we work for.
I don't know, man. Yeah. That doesn't sound like a place for taco.
First of all, quesadilla, there's never a right place for you.
Oh my gosh.
In Mexico, they put the chips with the dip.
Hey, hold on. Hey, Taco. Before we get into football, I got one for you. Hey, Jeff, duck your head down.
Which Jeff?
You. Jeff the Scout. Yeah, he has a picture of Elvis. Don't worry, we know where that comment came from. Yeah, that was gold. Let's get into some deals, ladies and gentlemen. Taco kind of alluded to this topic earlier because, well, he doesn't study.
Because he doesn't read the show sheet.
Suck my dick, motherfucker.
That was the most New York thing you could have said. Why do you guys just say that to each other in passing? We'll get into that later on. Mike Evans.
He's muted.
and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers appear to be getting ready to part ways. I am going to go on a rant really quick because I'm the person on the show that did play wide receiver. There is nothing, even for me when I played in high school, there is nothing more important than me staying at the same school. My mom drove me to school to make sure that I still played at my alma mater. There was nothing more important to me than being in the orange and blue for my fucking 4 years of high school. Later in life, when I played semi-pro, it was nothing but red and yellow.
This is a different era, though, Robbie.
Hear me out. But Mike Evans comes from that old school era. And Mike Evans has done every fucking thing for your organization. The good, the bad, the ugly. For all my fiction fans out there, he was your bludger in fucking Quidditch, okay? He was the one out there taking and serving the fucking beatings. When he had to deal with piece of shit quarterbacks before Tom Brady and they were throwing picks, it was him chasing them down and making tackles. He has done the good, the bad, and the ugly of the job. 1,000 consistent yard receiver. I understand that there is a time to move on, but Tampa Bay, for you to do it in the way that you have done it and to handle it in the manner that you have handled it is a fucking disgrace to you. It is a disgrace to you. Straight up, the best Bucs receiver to ever put on that Bucs red, to ever put on that. Yes, he will be a Ring of Honor member. I understand there's a time to move on. But if you were going to move on, you should have fucking let him know before the start of the season. Not this, we're going to trade you at the trade deadline bullshit. Put him in a new color with a new team with Super Bowl potential. Stop dicking this man around. That's my rant. Anyone have anything else they would like to add?
I disagree.
What do you got, Mike? We're going to keep it in order.
I personally don't. He's got another year on his contract. I understand that they're wrong. They're doing the negotiation wrong, but I don't think that in all reality it's that wrong. They could have just let him. Should they just let him play out his contract and then say at the end of the year, "Hey, we're going to part ways," or trade him and not bring all this up in contracts right before the end of before the season starts? Possibly, but this is the time of the year. This is the thing for Tampa Bay. Now that Brady's gone, they're in a rebuild. Their team sucks. They got Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask, who can maybe make one quarterback if you put all their limbs together. Okay? You got Godwin. You got the young wide receivers in Trey Palmer and Raheem Jarrett. I'm not saying that Raheem Jarrett and Trey Palmer are Mike Evans. All I'm saying is that they're prospects that they have in the pipeline for the future because this team is in a goddamn rebuild if I've ever seen one in the NFC. And I just think that this is the time to let Evans go, let the money go. More importantly, not
then do it earlier.
Yeah. See, exactly. So if you're going to let him go, right?
Go,
Mike,
Jeff. Go, Jeff.
Yeah. If you're going to let him go, you've got to have that. If you're going to let him go, give him the respect to let him find a spot earlier. Everything. I don't disagree with what you're saying, but I would say, you know what? If that's your plan, tell him before training camp starts and let him find a place. Mike, no?
I don't know. You took my turn. Go, Taco.
I didn't take it.
Yeah, you did. You literally interrupted me. Go, Taco.
Yeah. All right.
I'll say this. Mike Evans and the Bucs, it just doesn't make sense anymore, man.
Thank you, Taco.
Sometimes you outgrow your situation. And in this situation, okay, the Bucs are in a rebuild. There's no more Tom Brady. You're fucking rolling Baker motherfucking Mayfield out there, okay? You really don't have much opportunities for growth. You're not going back to a Super Bowl. You're not going to pay this guy. You already paid Godwin. You're going to go young. You're going to want to get some new blood to revitalize your team. Why not trade him for some more assets to get your team better? I mean, this is a business decision. You rather sell someone a year early than trade him a year late, because then again, guess what? Now it's hard to deal him. You're not getting anything for him, and now you have dead money versus getting assets for him and not having the money in the books. And
that's why you do it sooner. But that's why you do it sooner. That's exactly why you do it sooner.
But if they trade him I think what Taco's also saying is if they trade him at the trade deadline, they trade him at the trade deadline. But in all reality, them not doing it sooner is just part of the business. They could do it at the trade deadline. You're the same guy, Robbie. Yes or no? You have brought up the fact that you think there's a possibility that Tyler Lockett gets traded at the trade deadline.
Yes.
What's the difference? What's the difference?
This was looming. I feel like that's Seattle more so moving on. There wasn't a contract or anything like that looming. The contract
I understand that point.
Is what changes the dynamic. It's he's done so much for you. I have no problems with letting go. Do it at the beginning of the season. Do it during preseason. Don't have everyone waiting, especially Bucks fans. Like, I wish Gator was here, especially Bucks fans. Like, don't do that. Don't.
All right, so what's the difference? Let me ask you, and actually, I'll ask Jeff this question since we'll lead into his take. And I'm doing it on purpose so we don't have Taco going on for an hour. What's the difference? Different position, but what's the difference of a team like the Giants or another team saying, hey, quarterback, we're not going to pay you. We're going to let you be a lame duck QB. We want to see what you do. There's no difference of them saying, hey, Mike Evans, we're just going to let you run out your contract and then see what happens then. And if things don't work out, then you're gone. It's their fault if they don't get anything for him.
Well, to me, I think we're all forgetting Jay Glazer owns a soccer team. This is a soccer move to me. They haven't moved him yet because this is a situation where they're going to see what Mike Evans is going to do, and they're probably going to move him at the trade deadline. And I hate to say it, I think he's going one of two teams. He's either going to go to Arizona so they can build up value so Caleb Williams actually shows up in the goddamn draft, or B, he's going to go to the Jets because they lost Corey Davis. But this, to me, is a soccer-type move. I think they are using it as a way to try and build as much value as possible so that when they do unload him, because when they unload him, if you unload him in the preseason, something like that, you're going off last year's stats. If he can put up, let's say, 500 yards and 7 TDs by week 8 with Baker Mayfield or Kyler Trask, I think he builds a little bit more value and somebody's going to get a little bit more value to him. I think Jay Glazer is taking this more as a soccer-type move, and I think it is disrespectful to Mike Evans, to be honest with you, because he has put up with a bunch of bullshit. But at the same time, Mike Evans has dealt with enough of bullshit that you should put him on a team where either he's going to flourish or in the next 2 or 3 seasons, he's with a quarterback that's going to be an elite quarterback and he's going to be able to finish out his career in a good way.
Okay. We'll see. Really quick.
Robbie, where do you think he
lands?
Where do you think he'll land? Not where do you want to see him, but where do you think he would land?
The Kansas City Chiefs.
Is that realistic though?
The New York Giants, baby.
Well,
that's not happening.
Like I said in chat,
we restructured some contracts.
If I was Tampa
got the money
and I was talking to Kansas City, there was no way I would let Mike Evans go to Kansas City without getting Bolton back.
What? No way.
That's not happening.
That's
Tampa. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying with Tampa, but I don't see that happen. That's not happening.
At the end of the day, when you look at this market right now and you look at the quality receiver Mike Evans is, they could create a bidding war. this could be an interesting because you have teams like the Chiefs, and I'm sure like one of the good things about them holding Mike Evans is guess what? As you get in the season, injuries happen, players don't pan out, things don't work out the way you were supposed to expect them. And guess what? When you go look at Mike Williams, you say, guess what? He fixes a need. Now I'm willing to spend that pick. And guess what? My defense is ready. My offensive line is showing up. I need that wide receiver, aka Kansas City. You sit back and you say, "Fuck it, I'll give you what you need," because he fits so perfect for them. I'm not like I was just giant. Like it just matched.
What about a dark horse like Indianapolis?
I could see them doing it too.
My problem. So I'm not saying it's a bad idea. My problem with it is, I think he's going to have to go to a contender, not a rebuilder.
But that's to say that
he is 30 years old. He is 30 years old, and at one point there's going to be a drop off.
You're right, but Mike, that's saying that right now Indiana isn't coming out to shoot hot. The rookie's not looking good, and you want to get him a veteran to support him. It's a little different situation.
Yeah,
I mean, I think that's a possible landing spot. Like, I like Arizona too. There could be, there's a lot of landing spots, to be honest with Mike.
You're thinking it's going to be a DeAndre Hopkins situation.
Different
because you're going to.
I'm afraid it's not going to be. I'm afraid it's not going to be. That's ultimately where I'm leaning, only because his age and the drop off can happen at any point. At this point, age wise,
but they weren't able to trade Hopkins. They weren't able to trade him. They cut him. You know what I mean? I think they'll be able to trade Evans before his contract is. I agree
with you on that. No, I agree with you on that. They're going to get
more than Hopkins because Hopkins they got nothing. They just cut him.
Mike, what do you think? Yeah. What do you think his value is via trade? You talking second, fifth round pick, third round pick? You talking player plus a late round pick?
If we're going I'm just going to pick just for the sake of argument. Second and a third
for Mike, plus a contract or without a contract.
That's where it gets.
I feel like a second and a third is viable. A second and a third. You have to
without a contract.
You have to assume the contract for the talent that you're going to get. I don't give a fuck about the age. For the talent that you are going to be assuming, there has to be something until someone has to eat the fact that okay, we're going to deal with the fall off, but we're going to get the production out of him that we can. You don't got to Bobby Bonilla this shit. But
would you compare Mike Evans to like Adam Thielen? Because Adam Thielen's 33 and his last 2 years were pretty decent.
No,
he's still better.
You would value him higher than Thielen.
No.
So
not even in the same weight class. Not even in the same weight class. Not even in the same weight class.
What do you think is
the man is 30? Listen, guys, the man is 30-something and still fucking putting up 1,000-yard freaking seasons.
Jeff, I honestly think
physical receiver.
I think he's closer to D-Hop than he is Thielen.
Yeah, it's significantly closer to a D-Hop situation. The difference between the two comes down to this and this only. Who wants who more? D-Hop did kind of fall off. A lot of that was in attribution to Bill O'Brien.
I'm not, complete 100%.
You remove that from the picture. If that's not a part of D-Hop's equation, someone would have still wanted D-Hop. And this is an easy way to kind of bring up the whole D-Hop comments.
There's only 1 year. There's 1 year difference. That's part of the reason too.
Yeah, there's a 1 year difference.
There's also more.
Evans shuts up and comes to work every day and does his fucking job, like I asked SC to do. That is all that you can ask, and he does it at the highest fucking level possible. Puts up 1,000+ yard seasons year in and year out. I'm not saying you break the bank, but I'm saying you give him a very solid deal. And I don't think that he was asking Tampa to break the bank.
I disagree.
If you're Tampa, it doesn't
I
make sense.
disagree.
Get the
I
asset.
think
I 100% disagree with you
Tampa,
about him not
Tampa has
winning a
had their
break
feet
today.
put to the fire with Godwin and now Evans.
I'm with Mike on this.
That's
They
why I
haven't-
don't like. That's why I'm afraid of this whole thing.
Yeah, I don't think that Tampa is, even Godwin's deal, it was a little bit disrespectful in the way that was handled and how long that took. I feel like Tampa feels like they got theirs. They got their rocks off with Brady. They'll wait another, how long was it since they had gotten back in the Super Bowl? How long since when they played the Raiders until they had gotten that win with Brady?
2002.
You got Gruden?
2002.
You
2002,
got
so how many
him?
years is that? That's what?
Well,
When was
let me
last
ask.
time the
15
Commanders
years?
won one?
15 years?
When was last time the Jets
Let
won
me
one?
let
Well,
let me
that's
ask
not a
SC.
wise one.
Let me ask SC a question. SC, do you think? Because I know me and Jeff are on the same page, and I think Taco and Robbie are on the same page. Do you think Evans wants them to break the bank?
I see.
I don't think he does. I'm of the feeling on this that he's been there forever. He's supported everything that they have done down there. He's been a good buck. He's going to go in their Ring of Honor. He's going to go in the Hall of Fame. Okay? So can we give the guy a contract that doesn't destroy the team, but makes him happy for the next 3 to 5 years so he never leaves our community? He's our best community.
BKB!
No, he's our best community guy right now. I mean, when we're going to high schools and we're going to middle schools and we're going out in the community, Mike Evans is the guy. Can we at least treat him like that? And I'm not usually like this. I'm not a sentimental dude, right? But it seems like with this team, he deserves that.
There needs to be, I feel like that there needs to be that sentimental benefit of the doubt. Speaking of people that build up the community, this man has been building up the community since day one in the chat. Our own Seahawks subscriber. He has played our show in his garage while working on his race car. Ladies and gentlemen, BKB in the chat telling y'all to spike that fucking like button. Yo, Seattle in the building, Washington in the building. What's good? Stand up. Dilly. And yo, the man got really good week. Literally one of my favorite subscribers. Literally one of my all-time favorite subscribers. Has been subscribed to the channel when we were at 600, 660, some shit like that. I think he was actually number 663 or some shit like that. I can practically remember. Yo, big ups, man. I'm so happy that you tuned in. The beginning of the season, of course, you tuned in. Yes, I have your Seahawks. Before you can even ask in the chat, I'm going to answer your question because I know what your question is going to be. Big shout out to all the 12s out there. I still need to come and visit.
Yes.
Yes.
I agree with you. I was agreeing with you. On that.
I didn't know if you were Scouts honor.
It was more like Dynasty Nerds article came out and Gino was my start. Let's go.
Big shout out to nerds. Next thing I want to get into. T. Higgins. Okay. Obviously, some effect here with T. Higgins after the Joe Burrow signing. We kind of felt that this was coming. Anyone that's been tracking the story, I feel like in a way knew, but there's a lot of people out there that are just now kind of catching wind of the T. Higgins situation. Like, what's going to happen now? Oh, no. Can I keep everyone? Your thoughts, Jeff the Scout. You start.
For me, this one's an easy one. So I am Jeff the Scout. All I do is scout. I finished top 25 on the Huddle Report. Tied with some of the best in the world.
Hours and he's like, this player did this. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't even care about that player. Yeah, continue.
I don't care if they pay T. Higgins because let me tell you, this year and next year, the wide receiver classes are absolutely undeniably loaded. They can land one at the back end of the 20s, 30s, or in the second round and replace T. Higgins very easily with a lot less money. They still have Boyd. They've got a rotation of tight ends. They've got 75 running backs. I'm not worried if they pay T. Higgins or not because the next two classes with quarterbacks and wide receivers are going to be some of the best we've seen in the last 10 years. And if you're unsure about that, go watch college football this Saturday and tell me you don't see some of the greatest talent you've ever seen. Marvin Harrison Jr. may be the best wide receiver out of the draft since Julio Jones. Like, we are seeing some elite talent. I don't care if they pay T. Higgins or not. Is T. Higgins a great receiver? 100%. But they're going to be able to get a chance to get a player who is close to his talent level at much less value than what T. Higgins is going to want. Not a big deal. Don't care. I'd rather see him let T. Higgins walk instead of trade him, because they have a team that is Super Bowl ready. So run it out. Don't let him go, and draft a wide receiver at that spot that's going to just walk right in and take his spot, because we got a ton coming up, baby.
Good shit. And as someone that does nothing but study the receiver position, I shouldn't say do nothing because I study every position, but that's my main focus. He's right. Taco, your thoughts on the Higgins situation? Do you feel like, no, like you guys need to make some wiggle room now that you got Burrow secure, like keep him, or are we looking at the future? You don't really watch college football, so it's kind of hard for you to see about future.
Not, but I do trust Jeff the Scout, and if Jeff the Scout telling me there's a loaded wide receiver class, then based on that analytics, I'm gonna also understand that I'm gonna treat this a little bit differently. I know that I have a better chance of getting a replacement coming up soon, and by doing that, I also can keep my cap number down, because let's face it, you're gonna have to pay Jamar Chase soon. You got Higgins now. You just paid Burrow. And this is going to be a situation where how much can you wrap up in 3 players? How much can you put into this? So this is another team. This is another team where it's like, you're definitely not going to tag him. There's no way in fuck you're going to tag him. So what's going to happen? Are you going to let him walk? He's an unrestricted free agent. Are you going to trade him at the deadline and at least get pick capital? This is an interesting situation. If he's not in your long-term plans for the Bengals, you just ride this out for the season and just let him walk out?
You have to, because they're a contender.
It's a Super Bowl bound team.
That's a Super Bowl bust season.
Yeah, you have to. You have to pretty much do what New England.
That's very rare in a small market that you're able to make that kind of a play. Dude,
have you looked at this fucking football team's wide receiver scouting room? They are deep. They don't care.
But if you're deep, then as a small market team, you get the picks, you keep building. That's how it normally works. Small market wise, you just paid Burrow. Who was just saying? Jeff, I believe. SC was saying how cheap this team is. How they don't spend money. So now you're gonna tell me
they don't have to, because that's the way that they balance it out. That's the way they balance it out. You balance it out because they scout. They balance it out because they scout. No. This team had fucking Chad Johnson. This team just had Corey Dillon. This team has had fucking the Palmer. Like, what the fuck? What are you talking about?
No, Robbie, they spend the least amount of scouting on almost any team in the NFL. If you look at
and still get pedigree.
They still do it, yeah.
And still get at a certain point, you are just so talented at a certain facet of the game behind the scenes. Here's the thing. This team literally had to just wait a couple of years between Andy fucking Dalton to get Joe Burrow. It wasn't that long. Yeah. This team is good. It's been good. Yeah, they've been good since 1993.
How many years have the Jets waited for a quarterback like that? It don't happen like that to everyone. It don't happen like that to every fan.
No,
how long has the Commanders been waiting for a quarterback? They got blessed with Joe Burrow. Should they keep T. Higgins? Absolutely. But when you spend that much on Joe Burrow, when you got that much coming up on Chase, when you have to pay a defense, when you need an offensive line, at what point do you say, I can allocate this much funds to T. Higgins? You have to play cap math. At a certain point in time, the numbers just don't number. If you want Pat Mahomes money, you got to run with Pat Mahomes wide receivers.
I don't think that's going to be the case as we.
Then where the fuck are you going to beat Mahomes? You're going to have a weak defense and a bad offensive line.
They've been battling back and forth for years.
That's why they lost last year with one leg.
They've been
They
weak
lost with
defense?
one leg. He had one leg and he still whooped their ass with no
recruiting
receivers.
is recruiting.
Get the
Both
fuck out of
those
here.
teams are good
Jamar
at
Chase and
recruiting.
Higgins ain't winning the Super Bowl together. It's not happening. It hasn't
Yes, it
happened
is.
and it won't happen.
Yes,
I
it
booked
is.
that shit. They're not winning the Super Bowl this year, and next year he's gonna walk.
Out of the teams that do not have a Super Bowl, who will win one first? Who is closer to winning one right now?
Cincy. And
No. Obviously, that's why I shut him up.
Let's not
Buffalo.
forget Cincy's defense has improved. Jordan Battle
winning
has
the Super Bowl.
completely changed that secondary.
They're not
Battle
winning their
has-
division. They're not beating the Ravens. Let's fucking go. I want the Ravens and the fucking Bengals.
The Ravens may not even
Let's
have
go.
fucking Mark
Stop
Andrews
shitting
and Odell
on Lamar
Sunday.
Jackson like that, bro. Lamar Jackson's a gamer, and he gonna ball out when he see Joe Burrow next. Watch and believe. Big Trust gonna show up and say,
The Ravens
I'm
may not even have
MVP.
Mark
You ain't
Andrews
win no
and Odell to start the
MVP.
season.
I'm
They're playing
MVP.
Houston. They don't need him.
Hey,
There's
Taco, I bet you $20 that the Bengals
Let's
beat
go.
Ravens in both games.
Take it. So wait,
None.
if they go 1-1,
None.
I win. If they go 1-1, I win.
If they go 1-1, we push.
Yeah,
Facts.
you push.
I'll take it.
SC.
Go, Jeff. You're up.
See, this is why you shouldn't mute yourself.
Nah, he's letting it breathe, bro. Yeah,
I think he's
let it
frozen.
breathe.
Oh, there you
I'm
go.
letting everything breathe.
BKB in the chat saying he took a $20 sweep. He said, I would take that bet, Taco.
Dude, they're not going to pay T. Higgins. They paid Joe Burrow. They're going to pay Jamar Chase. They drafted, and I'm going to blow this guy's name right now, but Andre Iosivas, who's 6'3", 212. Okay, he plays that same type of role, and they really like him. He led their team during the preseason, I think, in catches. And I think he has a really good chance to take over that role. And look, obviously you want to keep T. Higgins. You know what I mean? But I don't think they can with what they're doing, and they want to keep Chase. So they're going to give this kid a chance. And if they're smart about it, they trade Higgins to get something back. Because if they don't get something back, he's going to walk. So if you can let Andre Iosivas from the Ivy League start for him next year opposite of Jamar Chase, and you can get back maybe a second-round pick, and you can apply it to your defense and strengthen up the team as you're doing, to me, that's the way I'd go.
No, I mean
Triple down on his take.
The receiver class is loaded. I'll give you all that, but I think that there's more here that everyone is leaving out. We'll see if Mike covers it here in his tape, because I got some shit.
Let's go, Jeff.
Give me a hint.
The fuck, I'm gonna let you be, because in case I gotta hit you a lot. Hey, yo, this is 8 Mile. I'm gonna let you go first.
All right. So
Oh, wait, really quick. Oh,
Hit the beat.
fuck.
Robbie said, "Cook your own
I
meal,
live
bro.
in a
Cook your own
trailer
meal."
park.
Don't know. Duh.
Duh.
Don't know hype. Throw it on the screen. He donated, so we have to stop the topic and we have to answer.
I know. Hold on.
DK Lockett,
It's
JSN.
being slow.
And
Oh, it's
Robbie,
over. Seahawks for life.
Robbie, I want you to know I am available to be part of these consultation things. So whatever you want me to be part of with these guys that are all paying part of it, I would love to be part of those conversations.
Bro, as they
Get in the
donate,
Discord. Get in the Discord.
Yep. Definitely join our Discord. And
Does Jeff know what Discord is?
do you?
That's a very fair
I
question,
know.
Mike. That's a very fair question.
I'm just
So
asking.
for real. One of the ways, the first and easiest way is like the chat will easily, as the season progresses, they will find an analyst that they gravitate towards, and you'll have kind of like one-on-one.
I got Weeds DMing me in the show right now.
Hey,
Good,
Robbie,
good.
we just lost all of our tags. Never mind, they're back.
Yeah, no, yeah. That happens when we bring up a comment. I'm shocked that you've never noticed that. But no. So like that's one way. Another way is like I'll kind of just be like, hey, I can't get to this right now. Go to this thing and go comment here. And I'll just like assign you to it. And then yeah, like also just like whenever they drop them in the chat, or if like you can get to something before I get to it, if they do it in like our Discord or a comment underneath the video, if you get to it before I do, fucking definitely do. Like I said, we have one out there on TikTok right now that needs to be answered. I know that person is going to be grateful. The more responses they get to their comment, the more that we're all on it, the better it works out for all of us, the better it makes all of us look individually. Discord is very weird, Aiden. But Marco asking, choose 3: Higgins, Cooper, Godwin, Jamal Williams, Charbonnet, Mike Williams, Deontay Johnson. I feel like Higgins is going to be heavily utilized because he's playing basically audition for his next team potentially, or even playing for an extension with the Bengals because the cap's not a real thing, i.e. the New Orleans Saints. So I feel like Higgins, you still got to play him even despite what we're discussing right now, Marco. Jamal Williams is a touchdown monster, and I feel like he's definitely going to be utilized in this this week's Saints matchup. So I really, really, really love that.
I like the Higgins, Cooper, Charbonnet out of that group.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of where I'm going. Higgins, no, not Cooper because Cooper's injured. Oh wait, no, Amari Cooper.
I'm thinking Amari.
Amari Cooper. Yeah, Amari Cooper. I feel like Higgins, Jamal Williams, and Charbonnet are the way I'm leaning.
I'm going Higgins, Williams, Johnson, because I think Steelers are going to move that ball around a lot.
Duh.
I'm actually going.
Tackle, hurry up! You got to speed it up. You got to say it fast. Go.
Higgins, Godwin, Johnson.
Duh.
Higgins.
Duh.
Higgins. Higgins. Williams. Jamal. Duh.
Johnson with Williams.
Going on,
We're all different. That's the best. We all have different.
BKB! All right, so for my take when it comes to this Higgins thing, I'll be honest. I was all set up thinking I was going to get the Princeton guy out and no one was going to say it, so I'm pissed. But that was just a joking way. However, I don't know how to say his name, so I was literally going to say the Princeton guy that I don't know how to say his name. At least you tried to say it. Here's the thing. I don't think they re-sign him, but I think Taco is 100% wrong in the sense of there is no way they're even thinking about trading him this season. They're going for it all. They're gonna. The only way they don't is if there's some catastrophe and they're 1 or 2 and something, and that ain't happening. I don't think he's gone. Yes, I mean I think he's gonna go to another team. I do think it's because of Chase, like everyone's saying, and because of Burrow. I don't know where Robbie's going with this because it sounds like Robbie's got an interesting point. But the only thing I'm going to add, there's something telling me that something of this has to do with Joe Mixon, but I don't know what it really is.
Fuck you, Mike. Fuck you.
That's all I'm saying. Go with it. That's all I'm saying. Go.
To my standpoint, that last like little like gulp like that's so like that. That was it.
I think
that was the one.
I think he's part of it, but I don't know in what way. But I think you have a way.
Here's the thing. You're fucking right. Can we leave the $10 up there really quick? Like,
yes.
Can we leave that up there?
I'm gonna put Aiden's up real quick, and then I'll put the BKB back up.
Hell yes. You know why Burrow's a fraud? We went for the money, not the ring. This is a QB market. It's a market. I'm sorry. I can't.
No,
The fact that I can dispute that with fact, I'm sorry. But that is a great joke. And then we'll leave the 10 up there for like a little bit longer.
Yeah, I'll put it up.
my thing is yes, it does have something to do with Mixon. I think that this team is ready to move on beyond Mixon. I feel like that has been a long time coming, and time has kept on slipping into the future for this team to be able to make way to keep their wide receiver trio together. I think that if I got it stuck in your head. I think that if anything, what we see here with this Bengals team is possibly them unload Tyler Boyd, then bring in the wide receiver 3, release Joe Mixon at the end of the season, have T. Higgins play out the rest of this season, and then re-sign him, which is kind of a similar situation to what I think is going to happen also on the defensive side of the ball in Washington with Chase Young. I think that we're seeing two strategies with two different organizations being utilized in the very same way at two different positions. And honestly, I feel like that this could be profitable for both sides, for both those organizations, not to tie the two together. But the reason why I say this is because of how the New England Patriots were able to cut both their backup quarterbacks and then be able to reclaim them off of waivers. I think that there is a little bit of that concoction, a little bit of that recipe. Obviously, the mathematics behind it are drastically different because we're talking about pedigree players. But I think that there's a little bit of that belief system, a little bit of that ideology baked into this whole T. Higgins situation. I'm not panicking from the Bengals standpoint yet in terms of just T. Higgins individually. But to also Jeff the Scout standpoint, the wide receiver class this year is super deep, and I trust that they can recruit and scout to be able to get the next man up to fulfill the wide receiver 2.
To Jeff's point, I was going to bring this up, but I forgot. To Jeff's point about the classes being deep, we're one thing that people are forgetting is Higgins was a second-round wide receiver in his own right.
Which he shouldn't have been. He should have been in the first round.
No, he shouldn't have been, but in all reality, that's how they were able to get him.
That's how things shook up. Yeah, that's how things shook up. Yeah. I think that there's
didn't they take him like the second pick in the second round? Like
second pick in the second round. They
moved up to go get him. Yeah. So they knew
Aiden, can you bring up Aiden's next two?
Yep.
Aiden, that is we if you were here earlier, we did discuss this. Feel free to go back and check out that topic. I'll come back later on in the comment section. I'll drop some timestamps for you in regards to the quarterback market conversation. Those guys didn't take pay cuts. They didn't. Those are very bad examples of quarterbacks taking pay cuts.
Tom Brady would have been an example.
Yeah. Jeff Lambert, who was on the show earlier, already pointed out that Mahomes has now gone down to 8th on the highest paid quarterbacks list. At one point in time, if you notice, if you track, kind of the quarterback pay structures has gone. This is just the market at this moment. This is the way. This is what it is. You're not going to see quarterbacks take less to keep the pieces around them anymore. That's not a thing. That was a very unique situation that Brady did. And that team was able to make that work. You're not going to see anomalies like that for years to come. This is how the market's been structured, how it's always been structured. It's the way it's going to be. Mahomes, Allen, Hurts all got paid. Their teams will all suffer some of the same fates as what Taco had alluded to, or who knows, the market just works itself out to where that is not even a fate and something that doesn't happen because that's the way the game is going.
Well, and the scary part is in the next 2 years, we could have 4 quarterbacks drafted in the first round. So
exactly. The parity really is starting to open up. I've preached this since 2018 on this show. We're going to see the guys that we all grew up on, the guys that had, that whole veteran quarterback long lineage that was happening. We're going to see that eventually digress. BKB says top 3 NFC, top 3 AFC. I'll let you guys run through that really fast. Like you got to do it really fast so I can get into upsets of the week. Jeff, go.
Top 3 NFC, AFC, what teams or quarterbacks?
Yeah, just teams.
No, I think he's because we're on quarter. I think he's saying quarterbacks.
Yeah, if he's saying quarterbacks, then we can yeah.
Right,
go.
So top 3 NFC quarterbacks. Off the top of my head, because I really wasn't expecting that. Jalen Hurts, number 1. God, Man, I really hate.
I don't think he's saying quarterbacks. I think he's saying teams. We'll come back to it. We'll come back to it. I want to get it.
Let us know, BKB.
Yeah, BKB. Yeah, so we can have some clarification.
I only thought quarterback in the middle of quarterback talk. That's all.
No, yeah, no, all good. I want to get into upsets of the week.
I'm first.
Yeah, you are first. Really quick, there are a lot of home dogs this week, so it makes this week one very interesting. There are some divisional matchups. So let's keep things in perspective with what our picks. Let's try and be thorough as possible, gentlemen.
Are you ready,
Mike?
This one's going to be spicy, and people aren't going to be happy with me on this one. Home dog, check. Division rival, check. Road quarterback, an outstanding quarterback in the NFL, check. 1-4 against the home team, check. Give me the Cleveland Browns against the Cincinnati Bengals in the home upset, baby.
Okay. I'll give you that one.
I just think he's a little dinged up, and I just think the Browns are going to come out firing, and then they're going to sick Nick Chubb on their ass at the end of the game.
He said team, so we'll close out with
Chubb is going to run for like 225.
Jeff, SC Express, you got yours ready?
He disappeared, buddy.
Taco, go.
Yeah.
We'll bring him back.
Yep.
We're doing upset.
No, I'm always ready. I'm always ready, guys.
All right, then go.
Go ahead.
I'm always ready. So I'm going with the Jaguars. I think
they're a favorite.
They're favorites. They're favorites, so
Upset.
they can't be an upset.
No, they obviously can't be. So I thought you wanted my pick of the week.
No, upset.
Upset of the week.
All right, so you want the upset of the week? Then I'm going to go with the Dolphins.
Okay. Miami. Why Miami? They're plus 142.
I think they're going to – Tyreek Hill's healthy. I think that they're ready to go. I think it's time for the – Miami's got the 4 running backs, and they're going to push everything this week. So I like the Dolphins.
And they still have a suitable corner. He's not the greatest in the whole world. He hates his show, Eli Apple. So, I mean, it's not exactly Jalen Ramsey. So he does hate this show.
Sometimes
he does.
like it.
Yeah. That's a long story.
That's another
story. Yeah, that's another story. Taco.
Well, I mean, for me, my upset of the week, I don't think it should be much of a surprise. These New York Giants.
Homer
are going to win on Sunday night with Danny Dimes looking like, I don't know, a $40 million man. Ooh, baby. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but you know what? It is what it is. The market is fucking crazy. I mean, look at gas. We were just paying fucking $2 for it. Now we're paying like $4 for it. That's like Daniel Jones.
I do not want to hear $4 a gallon. It's $5.15 a gallon right now.
Where's the fuck do you live, bro?
It's California.
What? Like all of California is like that? Like,
basically.
It's they put so much before you pump gas. You're paying 39 cents a gallon.
The hotter it is, the higher your gas is going to be because your car
like a great place to live. Like I thought New York was bad, but that doesn't sound like fun. Like you know what I mean? Like
y'all don't even have to own cars where you live, so it's fine.
What happened?
You don't even have to own a car.
You don't have to own a car.
Where I live. I live in the suburbs. So I have to own a car.
Anyways, so you got the Giants. We got Dolphins, Giants, Browns. Jeff, upset of the week.
All right, so I'm not gonna go with the Jets, even though I should. I'm going with the Raiders to take down the Broncos.
Holy sh!
Oh, I like this. Oh, keep going. Go.
I mean, the Broncos are beat up. It's the first game with Russell Wilson in a new system. They're beat up across the board. The Raiders got something to prove. They're out there. They got Jimmy G. The whole team is healthy. Max Crosby feels like he's got something to prove. They just got, a new defensive end who just got locked out of the team facility because he can't get in touch with the GM and the head coach. I think they got a bunch of angry players that are just going to let it out all over Mile High Stadium. I don't give a shit what it's called now. It's Mile High Stadium for life.
Yeah, it's still Mile High.
But I think they're going to take down the Broncos. I think it's going to be close, but I think they take down the Broncos. I'm not, even though I should go with the Jets, I'm not going to pull the homer card.
So,
Aiden, who are you talking to?
Nothing would make me happier. Oh, he's talking to Taco, of course.
Okay.
Nothing would make me happier than for that to happen, Jeff, because you guys will be covering my shift Sunday. Okay. But nothing would make me happier than in week 2 when I go to Mile High, and they have to face the Commanders. Commanders beat Arizona. Denver loses to the Raiders. And then I have to get my ass out of there early at the 4th quarter during the 2-minute drill as Sam Howell's about to kneel it the fuck down so I can not have to scrap with nobody on the bus thing back to Colorado Springs. That's what I'm hoping for, dog. I am hoping, and I'm going to be, yes. Okay. Really quick chat. Week 2, Broncos, Commanders. Rumzone will not be on Twitch. I will be IRL on Twitch. Rumzone will be on YouTube. I'll be IRL on Twitch. So if you guys want to see an in-real live stream, you'll be able to tune in on Twitch and Twitch only. All right? Because YouTube is not going to let me put a live game in person on stream. YouTube will ban me. And they probably should have already. My upset of the week. And I am going to give you guys the odds for these picks all together if you were to couple a full upset card. My upset of the week, it may not be the biggest odds on the upset, but my colleagues took 142 for the Dolphins, plus 145 for the Giants, plus 110 for the Browns, plus 145 for the Raiders. I am going to put another plus 110 on this.
Hold on, 110 for you? I want to see if I can figure it out.
Yeah.
Oh, I know exactly who it is.
I am super high on this quarterback.
If this is you, if this is the one I think, I'm going to love you for it. If I'm right.
I am super
in Jacksonville.
I am super fucking high on this quarterback.
Jacksonville's a favorite.
I am super high on one of the receivers on this team.
I'm right.
The defense is fucking spectacular. They have one of the greatest of all time coaches leading the fucking charge. I also love the opposing quarterback, but they're missing a very important defensive piece. Plus 110 on the Steelers, baby. Break out the terrible towels.
I knew
Let's go.
I knew it. As soon as I knew it, I was like, it's Pickett, it's Pickens, it's J.J. Watt, it's Tomlinson.
I called it, motherfucker.
Or T.J. Watt.
Yep, T.J. Watt, bro. So, altogether, all 5 of our upsets of the week come in at a plus 6,305.
Shit.
A total of 10 will net you $640.59 if you were to take all of our picks and play them on DraftKings. Yes, Hal over 200, over 20 and a half rushing yards. Yes. No Pats, I get their gross, but Raiders are disgusting. I don't trust the Pats even with Brady in the whole ceremony, honestly.
Ramondre Stevenson, the biggest injury fucking fuck up I've never seen. How the fuck is he showing him as being injured right now is beyond me.
How is every person that you've been high on?
God said fuck you, Taco, this year.
Other than that, hold on, wait, really quick. I just want to see something just for shits and giggles. 20 wins you 1,281 and 19 cents. If you know our 5 upsets all hit. Just saying. Did we all take home dogs?
No, Denver's Raiders are away.
Yeah, Raiders are away and Miami's away. Never mind. I was gonna say that did not just fucking possibly happen. I was like, whoa, we did not plan that, I promise.
No,
Daniel Jones versus Vaniel Vic for MVP. Oh, Daniel Jones, Vaniel Vic for MVP. Wow.
He was trying to say Vanilla Vic, baby.
Vanilla Vic. I like Vaniel Vic. I like Vaniel Vic for him. Since Josh,
you know he's Vanilla Vic. You know he's Vanilla Vic.
It doesn't sound the same because Josh Allen was already dubbed Vanilla Vic before him, so it just sounds like a copycat. I like Vaniel Vic though. That sounds more original, and it's not a copycat. I like that. Other than that, let's go ahead and get into BKB's comment really quick, and then we'll close out the show. Top 3 teams, NFC, AFC. I'll go first. My top 3 teams in the AFC. I still have the Chiefs. No matter what. I gotta go the Bengals. And my third one's gonna throw everyone for a fucking loop. Mm-hmm. The goddamn Jets.
I knew it.
For NFC, my top 3 teams. That the NFC is fucking like. There's a lot of parity in the NFC, which makes things very, 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 very.
I thought you were going to say garbage.
It is fairly garbage, but I mean, come on. Philadelphia. Like, I honestly could probably just put the East in this and like make it really easy. Philadelphia, I have as a top team in the East. I'm really liking Seattle out of the West. I'm really, 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 really liking Seattle out of the West, but I don't have the confidence to pick them. Give me Chicago. Give me the Bears at 2 in the NFC. I really think something's about to happen there in the North. And the Vikings blow too many fucking should win games. And then third, I'm obviously going Homer. Give me the fucking Commanders, baby.
Third in the entire NFC. Are you nuts?
Suck my dick.
All right, let me go then. All right, AFC. I know I'm being a homer, but even Robbie picked them. I'm going to go Chiefs number 1, but I'm not going the other 2. I'm definitely not picking the Jets because I do think they're going to be in the playoffs. But going into the playoffs, I don't think they're going to be a top 3 team. I think it goes the Chiefs. Then I'm going to go the Bills. And then when all's said and done, I think Taco might be right. If something goes wrong, I'm taking the Baltimore Ravens at 3.
Lamar.
SC. Wait, no, you have your NFC.
NFC, I'm throwing it all upside down. In the NFC, I'm going Niners 1, Eagles 2, Cow Bitches 3.
Ew. I don't think that.
Cow, and then Bears 4.
Okay. SC.
So in the AFC, I think I've said this name a million times tonight. Joey Burrow. All right. So to me, it's the Bengals all day, all the time, and then it's the Ravens and the Jets.
Let's go.
I think those are the 2 toughest teams, right? I think the Bengals are the most talented, but I think the Ravens and the Jets are the toughest. So I think they're going to come through. On the NFC side, I think the Eagles. I should be wearing my shirt right now for Jalen Hurts because he's my guy. But I'm a big Hurts guy. But then I think the NFC, the San Fran, and I'm going to go with a dark horse to try to shake things up a little bit with the Packers. I think they're going to do okay. I like the quarterback. I think they're going to do good. I think he's been, as my boss would say, he's been put in a position to succeed. Now, whether he does it or not, we don't know. But I think I'm going to bet on the Packers and them putting him in a position to succeed.
Let's go. BKB loving your takes. BKB is loving your takes. He's like, yo, fuck, SC got heat. He's like, yo, that motherfucker.
I think SC likes golf because he's saying they're putting him, not putting him.
I think that's just the Northeast accent.
I know, no, it is, but I just
It is.
Taco.
All right, so in the AFC, I got the team that I picked to win the AFC West, the Chargers, as the best record in the AFC this year. I have the Ravens as the second best record in the AFC this year. I think Lamar Jackson's going to play on an MVP level with more weapons than he's ever had and showing off better passing acumen than he's ever shown. And then I think for the third one, I think we can get a little bit froggy here. I'm going to piggyback. I'm going to take that Jets. They have a good defense. You're talking about a solid running game. You're talking about a veteran quarterback. I think that they're going to upset the Bills. I think the Bills fans are going to feel a little bit like, oh, shit, we need a little bit more weapons. Kind of like the Chiefs fans are feeling right now because you know what? Good, but after Diggs, we saw they didn't have much, and in the playoffs, they were struggling. And James Cook, like my God, James Cook better hit for them because fuck, man, they're putting a lot on this kid. And if he doesn't deliver, what weapons do you have outside of Diggs? You're expecting what, a rookie tight end to come in and be what, your number two? That doesn't happen. Like, what the fuck is he? Jeremy Shockey, fucking reincarnated on steroids? Like, come on.
Using my take, okay.
Hey, listen. I learned
material.
Facts are facts. That would be NFC. That would be my three, and then on the NFC side, I think it's pretty generic. 49ers, like, you know, until they don't do it, I'm not gonna not believe in them. They do it with who the fuck doesn't matter. You know, Brock Purdy last year showed up as a 7th rounder, and they're still showing up as the top. You know, next, I mean, Eagles. I mean, they're a loaded team. They have running, they have passing, they have everything. Then third, you know, we got to go with the boys. Them Giants, baby. I don't really see another team that's going to compete with us with our defense, with our offense, with Danny Dimes saying, beat me out here, showing up with the arms, showing up with the legs. Vanilla Vic reincarnated, baby.
And Jeff.
Man, the AFC is hard. I think number one is obviously the Bengals. Number two, going with the Jets. Three, I'm really split. It's really hard for me to choose between Baltimore and the Chargers. Like, I'm kind of split on three there. As for the NFC, number one, I got Philly. Number two, I got Minnesota. I got the Vikings at 2. I think the Vikings are really going to do some work this year. I think they're massively underrated across the board. And then number 3, I actually don't have San Francisco. I've got Philly. So
okay.
Who's the third? Who'd you say, Jeff?
Is that Philly?
Philly.
Okay.
Nice.
All righty, BKB, lock it in. Y'all clip that for your you know, your social media. Put that shit out there.
I didn't say Philly twice, did I?
Nah, you didn't. No.
Okay, I was making sure. I was like, wait a minute, did I say Philly twice?
Nah, you didn't. Other than that, anybody have anything that they want to say before we get off air?
I do. I'm happy and surprised to see the juniors, some of our favorite NFL stars coming out. And if you didn't get a chance to watch Jeremiah Trotter Jr. play college football earlier in the last couple of days for Florida State, this man can ball at linebacker. I think he will be better than his father. Jeremiah Trotter Jr., watch out for this kid.
Okay. Anybody else? Anything?
Yeah, I've actually got one. I'm not really that smart. So I'm going to want to send a shout out to Benjamin Solak, who's an amazing podcast, an amazing analyst. And he did a breakdown of Jared Goff and the plays that they ran last night. Go check that out, okay? Solak knows what he's talking about. And he made a breakdown of why Goff is Goff and why he is what he is. And that's about it for me. But what a great show tonight, guys. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Okay.
I got
check out Tacos and I breakdown of the quarterbacks and everything last night.
Oh, yeah, that was entertaining. And then this fight with Izzy, I'm excited. You know, the shit talk kind of got me going a little bit. Like, I want to see Strickland get fucked up. I do. I want to see if Izzy can knock him out. Like, that to me is the matchup. Like, I know Izzy's gonna win, but can Izzy knock him out? Can he make him look like Costa? And then after the fight, is he gonna call out Cosmont versus Costa winner and really fuck where Drake is? Because Drake is trying to fucking pull out of this fight. I think he had a little issue, and Izzy took that shit personally. So I'm interested to see how Izzy wins, when Izzy wins, and who he calls out next. Because there's no question Izzy's gonna win. The question is, can he knock him out?
Taco, I don't know anything about this stuff, but anything that goes on in Mohegan Sun or at the casinos in Connecticut, because that seems to be the place, you can stay at my house, bro. and we'll go together. All right, we'll go together.
Like anything,
and we will report live. We will report live for the Rumboyz Network at the MMA.
Robbie, I got a question for Mike real quick. Hey, Mike, would you want Kansas City to trade for Mike Evans or T. Higgins?
T. Higgins.
Ooh, great
question. Because of the youth, 100% T.
Yeah, 26.
Yeah,
right?
I feel like that was
100%.
100%.
And not only that, you take him from the Bengals. You say fuck.
And I take him from a rival. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you have anything, Mike?
No, go.
Ladies and gentlemen, that has been Rumboyz After Dark. Nope. Oh yeah. That has been Rumboyz After Dark. Make sure you guys tune in each and every single Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. The other 2 hours in between for the other for the other time zones. Cheers to me, cheers to you, all the Rumboyz and girls. What to do? Dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly, y'all.
Thank you.